Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your pharaoh of physical media, among other things. Look, look at this picture. This is exactly how I feel right now. Your pharaoh of physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett. And welcome to the B&B Motel for the latest episode of Let's Get Physical Media. I don't even know what the B&B Motel means. Burnett and Bastian. I need someone Someone needs to make artwork that has the B&B Motel. It's got to look like the Bates Motel. Someone's got to be standing like in the doorway, shadowed with like physical media, going like, "Come in. We have a great home theater.
Vacancies open."
Hey, you can't talk yet. I haven't introduced you. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, everybody. Sorry. Look, you don't come to hear me prattle on until 4 a.m. Oh wait, you did. Just a few of you. But if you know what you really come for the show, this show is not about me. It's not as much as I want to think everything is about me. It just really isn't. I'm not very interesting. You know who is interesting? Your favorite German, my favorite German, my only German, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, Mr. Dieter Bastian.
Well, Rob, can we go at least 1 week without stuff happening? Renowned filmmaker dying, gay men on the verge of being cancelled. And if you don't put your shopping carts back as every normal human being, there will be another earthquake near the observatory. And I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs, Dieter here. Yeah, I'm Rocky Like Eric, and welcome to our B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media, where we talk physical media, of course, but other stuff too. So, Rob, let's dive in a little. I know you already had that topic on observations. Sandman, Season 2, will it air? Or will it not air?
Oh, why do you got to what? Why you got to harsh my mellow, dude?
Yeah, it's a question now.
I don't know. You know, I got a really good letter from Max Allen Collins about this whole thing.
Okay.
You know what? I'm so disappointed and distraught over this Neil Gaiman news. I don't want to harsh our show.
Exactly.
I have a way.
But the show is filmed. Is finished as far as I know.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I think it's up in the air. It's up in the air. I hope that it. But I would like to start this show. I had a way I wanted to start this show. We didn't talk about this, so you don't know. As you know, we are champions of physical media, and sometimes we're champions of physical media that people don't know. And we take it upon ourselves to as connoisseurs. Sometimes we find movies that are they belong to this show. We discovered them, and the first of these is African Kung Fu Nazis.
Kung Fu Nazis.
This, by the way, is Justin Toner's copy. So, African Kung Fu Nazis. This is a real movie, folks. This is a German media book. It's dope. Yeah. But there is another movie.
Back to our first episode, Rob.
All the way back to our first episode. Now, I got to tell you, there's a new movie.
Yeah.
That I think is uniquely part of this show.
Okay.
A new film. A film that is a warm-hearted, it's a romp of a movie.
You already got it, Rob. But isn't the release date next week or in 2 weeks? How did you get that?
Hello, Diabolic DVD. I don't know. They just sent it to me. They must watch this show.
God damn it.
They must watch this show. Unearthed Films. Oh my God. I have feed. Let me tell you, it doesn't have a reversible cover and doesn't really matter. I mean, but look at this cover, dude. This cover,
yeah.
I mean, as I said, lurid doesn't quite cut it. I mean,
why has this movie never came across my radar?
Okay, first of all, can we just talk about what it says on the back of the box? Okay, consumption is evolution. Rue Morgue says a freakish, ferocious masterpiece of gleefully kinky, taboo smashing obscenity. Fangoria says one of the sickest films I have ever seen. Now, this disc...
That's all I need to know.
This disc, chock-a-block, full of special features. Listen to this. Commentary by director Brett Leonard. Deleted scenes with commentary with director Brett Leonard. Alternate ending with commentary by director Brett Leonard. Why can't I say that? Feed the U.S. cut. That's the cut with more additives in the food. Additional deleted and extended scenes. I mean, you know, a movie like this needs to be bloated with special features. Outtakes. Final day interview with director Brett Leonard. Feed in Philadelphia, the North American featurette. That was the only city it played in, apparently. Behind the scenes footage, infomercial. Hello, people. If you're having a problem losing weight, watch Feed, photo gallery, and the original theatrical trailer. Let's give it up. And by the way, on the front, from the director of Lawnmower Man, Virtuosity, and Man Thing, the movie that Kevin Feige produced that he wants you to forget about. That and the Marvels. I'm sorry. But anyway, bro. Dun dun dun. Not since African Kung Fu Nazis, and people are going to think I'm making that up. Nope. Look, there it is.
You're not.
And Feed.
Have you did you have time to check the quality, Rob, of the movie?
No, dude. I was watching Sea of Love from Kino Lorber, which we'll talk about later.
Oh, nice.
And
I think consumption
is evolution. Consumption is evolution, dude.
Of movies. No, consumption of movies is evolution.
It is evolution. Every time you consume a movie, you evolve. But you don't get fatter like in Feed. And no one's betting on when you're going to die.
Yeah.
On the internet. I mean, that's maybe people are betting when I'm going to die. Or you're going to die. I don't know. I'd like to think not.
Yeah. So, Rob, another week, we have a new Lee Vanell movie that came out. Wolfman from Blumhouse. Here middling to not so good reviews.
I haven't seen it.
How did it do?
Well,
the box
that was the one thing I forgot to tee up. So let me go.
If Deadline has already numbers.
Well, here more Moana Moolah. Sequel crests 1 billion worldwide. Third Disney release of 2024 to milestone as studio now counts 32. Disney has 32 movies in their quiver that has made $1 billion. 32 billion. That's some crazy ass stuff. Okay. Let's see what. Oh, this is international. What you want is domestic. Let me go to domestic. Here we go. Yeah. It's Martin Luther King weekend. Mufasa leads one of the lowest Martin Luther King weekends in a decade with 15 million plus. Here's the Sunday box office. By the way, this comes to us from our friend at Deadline, Anthony D'Alessandro. No relation to Joe D'Alessandro, or maybe he is. That Jim Morrison said he had a great penis in Oliver Stone's The Doors. People are like, what? Mufasa, The Lion King, made 15 million projected for a total of 209.7 million domestic. I knew the movie was going to make money. Dude, a movie called One of Them Days. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, a comedy, R-rated comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. It made $14 million this weekend. Number 2. Lee Whannell's Wolfman projected to make $12 million for the 4-day holiday. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 made $11 million for $218.8 million. Moana 2 is number 5. It made $8.4 million. And now it's up to $445.2 million domestic. Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. We did the same thing. We're more alike than we think. Made 7.7 million for 27.3 million. Nosferatu made 5.1. It's up. Made 4.3 million. It's up to 5.1 million total. It 4 days made 5.1 million. Nosferatu's made 90 million. You go, Robert Eggers. A Complete Unknown made 4.6 million for a total of 58.3 million. That's my Bob Dylan impression, which is great. Wicked, another almost 5 million, 4.56 million. Oh shit, it's refreshing. Why it refreshed? It just refreshed on me, right in the middle of reading the box office. I hate when that happens. It's gonna be one of those days. So Complete Unknown is up to 58.3 million. Wicked is up to, check this out, it made 4.56 million for a total domestic. Wicked has made domestically 465.5 million.
That's
Baby Girl.
You
go, Nicole Kidman. Keep that red hair, you babe. I love Nicole Kidman. Baby Girl's up to 25.8 million. Sex is back, baby. Oh, yeah. The Brutalist, number 11, 2.4 million for a total of 5.8 million. Thomas Logan's probably sitting there just dancing. I can see Thomas Logan, in the other part of the country just dancing, waiting for that inauguration and dancing about The Brutalist. We have a letter from Thomas Logan. Did you get Thomas Logan's letter?
No, Rob. You have that letter.
I do. Don't have to read it now, but there's your box office deets.
Nice. So
know, right?
in the States, Sonic is still over Mufasa. In the States.
No, Mufasa's number one.
No, from the complete haul. Complete haul.
Why you gotta do this, to me, buddy? Hang on. Now I have to go look. I have to look.
Just from an interesting point.
Okay.
If I heard you correctly, 208 for.
Okay, here we go.
218.
Okay, just hold your horses. I have to get. Okay, here's what it is. Mufasa's number one. Mufasa has made a total domestically of 209.7 million.
209, okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog has made a total domestically of 218.8 million.
Oh,
9 million between us. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the box office is cranking away. I would say that's good for us. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to buy. I'll buy Nosferatu, but I don't think I'm going to buy anything else on that list.
Let me just.
You know what I did buy though? From Unearthed Films.
Yeah.
I bought Feed, and you should buy it too. Go to Diabolic. By the way, Diabolic DVD. I love Diabolic. Yeah. I mean, they're not really a distributor. I don't expect them to send me free shit or whatever. But man, their service is great. Discs compact, packed tightly. They do a good job, but they don't have African Kung Fu Nazis. Which, by the way.
Very
someone's going to be like, is that a real movie? Yes, it is. Here it is. Yes. German media book.
Yeah. And you talked about letters, Rob. You did send me one to read, and it's from Gregory Sandoval, if I read that correctly. And he says, subject, let's get physical media, DVD only releases in 2025. Hey, Rob and Dieter, love the show. I was on Imbrit's website picking up the lavish special edition of the Neverending Story, Nostalgia Run Amok, and I happened to notice they also had both seasons of Russian Doll, Natasha Lyonne's quirky sci-fi show, but only on DVD. How is it possible that in 2025 shows are still being released only on DVD? I see the pie chart on your channel that 60% of physical media sales are still DVD, which simply blows my mind. I can't even imagine buying standard.
By the way, look at the pie chart today. It's up, Deets. Look at that. DVD is down to 43.1, but UHD smashing.
Yeah.
Smashing nice. Blu-ray at 39.4. Maybe we'll reach parity soon.
That would be great. Not that I don't own any. I believe I have Rob's Femme Fatale on DVD as well as the 2-disc version of Free Price. But come on. Why are there still new titles not being released in an HD format? And who are these obviously very confused people buying new standard titles and playing them on their flat panel HD 4K panels? Please make it all sense, Dr. Beat. That is a tough question to answer, why there are not getting a
Well,
Blu-ray release.
I would say, first of all, remember that there's technology involved. Blu-ray discs and 4K discs are essentially, they work more like computer programs, whereas DVD is more like you put the disc in, you hit play, and it plays. And it's a different technology. You have to license it out. But I think that and it's more expensive to produce.
Yeah.
And look, I don't understand, because shows are now made in HD. So
That's
you know, and in the rest of the world, there's, you know, not everyone has adapted to modern technology. I think eventually you're going to see DVD go away. But Kino Lorber, you know, they still send me their redemption titles in DVD. Tango Shalom, we couldn't get Vision to release a Blu-ray of it, which is too bad because it looks really great in HD. I think it's a money issue, and I think with TV shows it's cheaper ultimately.
Yeah.
And
because I told you, if you remember, I told you I started collecting Modern Family on Blu-ray, and then they just dropped it. You know, that really bumped me out.
I didn't know I know why you like Modern Family. Because there's a very, very hot woman on that show. Who's on, you know, America's Got Talent. And
for me,
divorced.
it's a perfect modern sitcom.
Yeah.
No lefter, backtrack.
I mean, this is something I found after 4 years. You've got a love of American sitcoms. You love those sitcoms.
Yeah, certainly.
Wow.
Certainly. And for me, Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Scrubs, those are very modern. So no.
By the way, can we talk about your T-shirt?
left
What the hell's that T-shirt you're wearing? Then They Call.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
That's Patrick made for me, Rob, for our little you know, movie shenanigans that we do, where I played a lawyer. A little bit. So he made that
wow.
shirt for me.
I was going to say
I'm not going into the office tomorrow, Rob. Donnie T is, not me.
Yeah, because you're going to watch the inauguration, right?
My mom will.
Well, hey.
She told me.
Good.
She told me this afternoon. Yeah.
She did?
I will watch that, she said.
She's really? Your mom's going to watch the inauguration?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to ruin the suspense. Trump is going to be inaugurated tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And I don't know what that means. I know a lot of people are screaming in terror, but you know what? I think, hey, it's inevitable. We're going to watch what happens. I think the next 4 years is at least are going to be interesting. We'll see.
This certainly will be.
I mean, may you live in interesting times. Maybe they'll make George Feltenstein. Look, did you read that Donald Trump now has made like ambassadors, Hollywood ambassadors?
Yeah.
It's John Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I don't think any president has made ambassadors to Hollywood before.
And since Mel is like flat these days, Rob, he's totally fitting in the Trump circle.
Oh yeah, and hey, he's going to make Resurrection, Passion of the Christ 2 with Jim Caviezel.
And Flight Risk is his new movie.
Flight Risk that comes out Friday. Dude, I got to tell you, that looks good.
Okay.
I like the trailer. I like Mel Gibson. I met Mel Gibson on when he was doing Lethal Weapon 3. He was hilarious. Although it's interesting because he talks now like when you see him on interviews and stuff, the way he speaks. You watch him on Rogan?
Yeah.
He seems like he's like it's weird. It's not the way he used to speak.
He's Fletcher, Rob. He's Fletcher now.
Well, yeah. I'm a huge Mel Gibson fan. Even though he hates Jews, what can I say? Half the world hates us now. You just have to deal with it. I just assume most people. I can pass. I'm like, no, I'm a Gentile. Yeah, okay. But everywhere I go. But so yeah, I love Mel Gibson. Anyway, so did I tell you, by the way, that Unearthed Films sent me a feed from Diabolic DVD?
I know.
Can you believe that? Would you like
I'll have to wait? Like
consumption is evolution. By the way, can I just say, this movie is not a fun watch. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting film. But I have to tell you, I did get to go in the Robservatory closet, and I got to take out the DVD of Feed and like toss it over my shoulder.
Always a good thing. That's always.
I know. now having a
Perfect.
nice Blu-ray. And Unearthed Films has at least sold 5 or 6 more copies because of this show. So you go, Unearthed Films. You go, Brett Leonard. I don't know how it looks. I don't know because, it's Australian. It was kind of like when Vinegar Syndrome put out Body Melt. The Body Melt copy I had on DVD looked so terrible. Like it was a DVD that was clearly a rip of an Australian VHS tape. It looked fucking terrible. Feed looked terrible. Feed looked like a Dogma 95 movie on DVD. I have not watched this yet. I have not put Feed in. But it can only look better. It can only look better than that horrible DVD. But I'm glad to have it. Glad to have it.
Nice. Just quick, Rob, on the digital era. I forgot last week, I finished Creature Commandos from James Gunn, the first new DC outing, and I had a blast with it. If you like Suicide Squad, stuff like that, Creature Commandos is totally up that alley. Brutal as Harlequin is, even more, I would say. Had a good time with Creature Commandos. Good start. On Friday, I was really looking forward to getting back in action, with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx.
How is it?
The usual, unfortunately, Rob, throwaway movie. You can watch it. Yeah, okay. Scene forgotten. There are no real stakes in the movie. The premise is really nice. The kids don't know that there's
lamest title ever.
Spies. And the first two-thirds, I would say, are passable. But the showdown, the climax, was a little bit too wonky.
Are you saying it's no night? It's no night and day?
Yeah, not really. It's watchable, but if you skip it, you can totally find 2 if you could skip it. The next one, Rob. When we started the show, you told me you better be somewhat funny, Deeds.
Did I tell you that?
You have to fight. Yeah, you have to fight that stereotype Germans can't be funny, and I'm trying that, Rob. But this afternoon, I discovered that I'm still German through because I watched a movie that is on many best of lists, but for me, it didn't work. I smiled, had a giggle here and there, but for me, Chris Stuckman has it on number 1 on his list, but for me, I will not buy that movie. I watched Hundreds of Beavers, Rob, this afternoon. It's Wile E. Coyote.
That's my life story.
Black and white, yes. But for me, it was not that funny. Not really.
Yeah, I got to tell you.
I'm still a German, Rob. What can I say?
I'd rather live Hundreds of Beavers than watch Hundreds of Beavers. But I'll watch Hundreds of Beavers if I have to, because watching beavers... No, I haven't seen the film. I have to tell you, the trailer... I'm like, I can't.
Exactly.
Can't.
Nothing against the creativity. Movie has totally nice creativity on display.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work, Rob. For me, it's not my type of humor. The slapstick stuff I left here and there, and it's 108 minutes. It's a little too long. Then, if you can get into it, certainly. But for me, it was strange that the movie got this great of a reception everywhere. For me. No, the first impression was the right one, actually. So for me, not a big hit. I'm still German. Okay, what can I say? Rob, should we show some?
I hope you're still German.
Yeah.
You want to show some physical media? Here, I got one. Okay. From Unearthed Films. Brett Leonard's Feed.
Go on, Rob. Go on.
By the way, consumption is evolution.
Exactly. Go on, Rob.
Do you know what I pre-ordered this week?
Pre-ordered what was coming out. Help me.
Second Sight.
Oh,
Second Sight. The Brood and Scanners. Oh, yeah. Nice. I don't know where my corrected...
Only one pre-order, or did you do the double pre-order to be safe?
Well, no, I only did... Why do you got to put that doubt in my mind? Why do you have to do that?
Yeah,
no, because the Hitcher. If you pre-ordered the Hitcher, if you got in on that radar, they were going to send it to you anyway.
Okay.
Dude, Second Sight is the only company that I get nervous about. If, you know, can't not.
Well, what did you pre-order? Second Sight or Diabolic?
No, I went Second Sight, baby.
Okay.
I forgot I even ordered the Hitchard from Diabolic DVD. I got a third one. It showed up. I'm like, oh yeah.
But you know, Rob, sometimes they can send stuff to the US. Sometimes, you know.
I know. But remember, Second Sight is really the only company that I got a bean colander instead of, like, I had a big box coming. That was the weirdest. Like, that was the weirdest shit ever. But I like it because that actually happened. I didn't make it up, you know, and we can talk about it the same way we talk about African Kung Fu Nazis. We can talk about the bean colander I got instead of my Second Sight order. But Second Sight replaced it right away. Right away. They got ripped off. I was pissed off. Somebody did this. But now the bait and switch, dude, if I don't have scanners in the Brood, that would be sad. I would cry.
Yeah.
On this show, I would shed a
The
tear.
only thing, Rob, they will be getting a release here in Germany through Play On 2.
I know, but you know what? Play On. I like Coke when they were Coke, like the Koch brothers. I think they changed their name so they weren't the Koch brothers.
Yeah,
but
they changed name.
Yeah, but come on. Anyway, just saying, pre-order's done, all good.
Yeah, nice.
So
Continue,
let's show some movies. Let's show some physical. What'd you buy?
Rob had a belated Christmas, actually, because I got a package like you from Paul Allen Brunotto, which came with a Christmas card, you know.
Christmas
so I got a little bit of
is here. Yeah.
I got a little bit of a late Christmas for him, where he wishes myself a nice Christmas, and he sent me stuff, Rob. The first one, Paul, I'm disappointed. As nice as the picture is, where's the telephone number? Where's the email address? You know, why isn't it signed? Disappointed, Paul. Disappointed. Unbelievable. Then he did send me a little bobblehead from Cara Dune.
I didn't get one of those. Look at that.
Yeah. Cara Dune. Little bobblehead.
By the way, she's so hot. I love her.
Yeah. Movies I don't know, Rob. Electroclyde Blue from Kino Lorber.
Dude, that movie is dope.
Comes with a reversible cover.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Thanks, Paul. Electroclyde.
That movie's great. You got to watch that. That was a good choice. I mean, let's face it. It's no it's no cleaning up the town, remembering Ghostbusters that Paul put in my box. Yeah. But hey, I'm just saying, you got that. That's good.
We talked about it last week, Rob. You did get me Miracle Mile.
Oh, dude.
Even if that's a double, Paul, I already own the Miracle Mile, the English Blu-ray. This is the Kino Lorber one.
It is
Miracle Mile. But help me, Rob. You said it will come out again.
It did. I got it. I showed it last week.
The new. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, with new commentaries and stuff.
The next one, Rob, I don't know if I can show it because it's not an official release. I didn't buy it, people. We'll show it.
You bad boy. That's from Stinky Tuna, isn't it?
I don't know where Paul got it.
Oh, Paul sent that's the tuna train. Okay, since you're bringing up Stinky Tuna, like last night, David Pryor came on the show. Late night, went to 4 a.m. I just want to show that, yes, I do have The Empty Man on Blu-ray.
Oh, cool cover.
Yeah, and I have The Empty Man on Blu-ray. You know, it vaguely looks like an official release. I mean, if you look at the back, look at that. Now, is this an official release? No. I'm a terrible person. I own bootleg movies. I don't have a 3.5-hour version of David Lynch's Fire Walk with Me on my computer. No, I don't. I do not. I can't stand him. So David Pryor, he came on the show last night. I love this movie. Come on, Fox. What? You know what? The Quiet King of Franchises, Steve Asbell's doing a fantastic job over there at Fox. why can't we get Fox movies on physical media? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, everything is going to hell in a handbasket. Maybe I should write John Voight and say, bro, first of all, the first thing you have to do is you have to make George Feltenstein the national film czar, just to fuck with Russia. Call him the national film czar. You know, be like, Feltenstein, I mean this sincerely. Nobody knows as much as George Feltenstein. Steal him away from Warner Brothers. Make him the national film czar for life. It's like he should be like the Supreme Court judges. We're not going to limit their time. George Feltenstein, national film czar, and he's going to oversee the all of the negatives. He's going to make sure that he oversees things for the Library of Congress. He's going to make sure that all the studios go through him. He's going to make sure that 20th Century Studios puts out fucking patent on 4K. And he's going to make sure that Disney puts out 20,000 Leagues Under the Goddamn Sea and Mary fucking Poppins. You know why? Because George Feltenstein is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and he should be the national film czar. If John Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone can be ambassadors to Hollywood, make George Feltenstein great again. Make him the national film czar. Don't start a change.org petition.
That was a nice promotion.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't want Warner Archive to stop, but please make George Feltenstein the national film czar. We've never had one. Yeah. Or like the chairman of Celluloid. Call him whatever you want. Just do it. Make it happen.
And speaking of the Empty Man, Rob, for me, I have to say, it doesn't matter what you think about Stuckman himself, but for me it was Chris who put the movie on the map with his review. And then the word of mouth starts spreading because he made the people aware of the Empty Man.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard. And I think, Rob,
which is a lot more than 20th Century Fox did.
It was a little bit too near in the vicinity of the Slender Man, you know, and people probably got a bad taste from the Slender Man.
They did.
And the Empty Man sounds a little bit like the same, and I hear the trailer wasn't that thrilling, so probably people thought, no, it's not something of the same in the same vein, perhaps not interested, perhaps. So
it's true.
Bad timing, considering the Empty Man. Played a little bit into it. The next one that I got from more stuff from Paul. One of a pretty early Blu-ray from the early days, and I'm not sure if I've seen it. Otis. Is Daniel Stern in here?
And it's uncut.
From Warner. Yeah.
Otis uncut.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. We'll need to watch it if I can get the memory jogging again.
The memory?
And then Paul... your memory, exactly. And then Paul just gets rid of his trash, you know, and he knows where to dump his trash because he hasn't even watched it. This is from Vinegar Syndrome. Carlos Enrique Taboada, Mexican Gothic, the films of him. So I have no idea. Totally cat in the bag for me. Comes with usual for Vinegar Syndrome with a booklet for those movies. And I think I forgot to actually open it. I think there are 3 movies: Rapina, Darker Than Night, Poison for the Fairies.
Wow.
So, but nice. I have no idea about the movies. Even Paul hasn't watched it. It's still sealed. And he thought,
not anymore.
I'm getting rid of that trash. Send it to Saarbrücken, Germany. And he sent me 2 books. The first one is The Best Film You've Never Seen. What are you implying, Paul? That I have no movie knowledge? No. Unbelievable, Paul. There's some examples on the front, Rob. Guillermo del Toro on Arcane Sorcerer. Okay. John Waters on Boom. John Woo on The Samurai. Edgar Wright on The Super Cops. Peter Bogdanovich on Trouble in Paradise. Bill Condon on Sweet Charity. Kevin Smith.
Hey, man. Bob Fosse directed Sweet Charity. Come on now.
Right. Kevin Smith on A Man for All Seasons. Richard Linklater on Some Came Running. Alex Proyas on The Swimmer, which was a topic here, I remember.
Yes, it
Danny
was.
Boyle on Eureka. Ryan Johnson on Under the Volcano, and many more. 35 directors champion the forgotten or critically savaged movies they love. Thanks, Paul.
We should have Max Allen Collins talking about the two Jakes.
Ooh, nice. And I don't know why it's not the sequel, which would be titled Ridley, What Have You Done? But he got me the making of the first one.
Look at that.
It's the making of Gladiator.
Oh, I love that movie.
So thank you, Paul.
People should know when they're conquered. Would you,
late
Quintus?
Christmas
Would I?
For me, Rob.
There you go. Nice,
But I'm still waiting on the telephone number, Paul. I'm disappointed. You got a Cynthia.
You know, what would you do? What would you do if we could get Jennifer Lawrence to come on this show?
Oh, you would tell me, make your homework, buddy, considering questions.
Well, I don't think that's
and you know with what movie I would start with? The Poker Face. That would be the first movie.
Okay, here's the thing.
I will not delve into any Hunger Games
I don't know
stuff,
why this has never
I want
occurred
to
to
be
me.
very specific.
I don't know why this has never occurred to me until just now. Jennifer Lawrence, I've watched many times when she's appeared, whether it's on Graham Norton or many of her talk show appearances. She seems like a delightful person. Like, I don't know anybody that knows her.
It's the same impression that I got.
I've never met her, but she seems to be absolutely delightful. And I think coming on this show, she might look at the analytics on YouTube and say no. Her people would say no. But if I could find somebody that knows her, because by the way, I'm one phone call away. It's not 6 degrees. It's 1 degree of something. Somebody must know her. And I think she would come on this show. And I think that you would have to show her your Tim Palin book. I'm even willing to bet that she doesn't know that Tim Palin book even exists.
When we were at the premiere for Mockingjay 2, we got the smaller one with us from Tim Palin. You know, that you can actually hold in your hand.
Dude,
and
size does matter, as your fellow German Roland Emmerich told us.
And my niece had marked the sides where she wanted to have autographs, you know. But unfortunately, J-Lo didn't come our way. We only got Liam and Josh.
Really?
Signed the book. Yeah.
Well, then she needs to come on the show.
Exactly.
I think, look, after we had Cynthia Rothrock on this show, we got to up our game, bro.
Yeah.
Got to up our game.
And exactly, like Tim Hens always said, bring Rennie on. You know?
Well, that's that. By the way, I got to tell you, I went down a Siskel and Ebert rabbit hole this week because, as I'm wont to do, I'm editing True Noir, and it gets to a point where I'm like, and then I just go onto YouTube for like half an hour just because I have to something
to decompress.
So I watched the actual. This is true, by the way. It's true. I watched their review of Die Hard 2.
Okay, what did they say?
And by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't say that Bill Sadler, who is the villain, Colonel Stewart, the villain in Die Hard 2, also plays General Dawes on True Noir, or in True Noir. So everything, by the way, I found out Richard Portnow, our announcer, is in 7. John Kapelos is in Internal Affairs, which just came out on Blu-ray. 4K from Kino Lorber. But anyway, they gave Die Hard 2.
Help me, Rob. Didn't they dislike the first one, actually, when it came out?
I don't know, but they both loved Die Hard 2. Thumbs up from Rennie.
Okay.
Both of them.
Okay. Because I think they were not a fan of the first one, actually.
Well, they love Die Hard 2.
Okay.
Hey, they came around. They hated Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, but then they did a whole show about how, if you can watch Jim Carrey speak about this, they came around on him, and they said they were wrong. They were wrong about Jim Carrey. They reassessed him.
You can always change your mind on a movie.
Yeah. So hey,
possible.
now that I'm obsessed. If anybody out there knows J-Lo, not J-Law. No, we're talking J-Law, not J-Lo.
J-Lo.
We're talking about J-Law, buddy. J-Law.
Yeah.
She's delightful. I think she would actually. She's the kind of person that would come on the show. But I want to ask you, if she did, would you even be able to speak?
I hope so.
Are you sure?
The question is, Rob, would I did get any word in? That's the question, Mr. Chief Running Mouth.
Oh,
that's the
dude,
big
I would
question.
hang
If
back.
I could get
I would
any
hang
word
back.
in.
Because I don't think I think that maybe that should be a goal of 2025. It's only January 19th. I think that the goal for we got Cynthia Rothrock. That happened. Paul Bernotto got a Cynthia Rothrock. Come on, Paul. You must know somebody who knows J-Law. Come on. We love Jennifer Lawrence. Love her to death. By the way, I would talk about how much I love Passengers. I got it in 4K.
What I haven't watched yet, Rob, but I need to do that, is that documentary she produced. It's on Apple. But I forgot the title at the moment.
That's how we're going to get her to come on the show.
Yeah.
She's going to promote that
documentary. Tim Hens informed me that she is a producer on that movie, but I forgot the title. It's a documentary on Apple.
Look, if Cameron Diaz can come back to acting after 10 years, back in the saddle, back in action. Yeah. I love Cameron Diaz. You know, I watch The Holiday unapologetically. It's great. J-Law, got to come on this show. We got to get J-Law. That's the goal for everybody needs goals. Okay. Look, set a goal for yourself. It's not a New Year's resolution which you're going to break, but goals. We can make it happen. You know why? Because I own Feed from Unearthed Films. Everything can happen on this show. You never know. Someone we know must know J-Law, and someone will say that you've got to go on with Robin Dietz. She's never come on a YouTube. She's been on Graham Norton and Big. You know what I think? You know what it comes down to? We just have to ask. You just have to ask. Like, she's probably never had an invitation. Hey, come on our little Let's Get Physical Media show. We've been doing it for 4 years. And my crazy co-host bought a Tim Palin book for $850,000.
No, Rob, it wasn't that expensive.
You got the Lionsgate. I mean, by the way, I have not talked to lovely Lisa Stevenson about this, but they need to reissue, on Lionsgate Limited, they need to reissue Tim Palin's book, and they have to make it the Bastian edition. Where you sign the box or something. It's totally certified by Dieter Bastian. This $878 book by Tim Palin. Come on. I know. It only goes so far with you. Anyway, what were we talking about? Is this show about physical media?
We are showing physical media.
Right. Go right ahead.
I'm finished with my first haul, Rob. This was my first haul. The Christmas present.
Well, I have to tell you, for me, I got another box from Kino Lorber, and this box was stacked with the 4Ks. First of all, came with a documentary called The Cowboy and the Queen on DVD. Now, this was directed, I don't know anything about this, but Queen Elizabeth II and a cowboy and a horse. Some queens have done untoward things with horses, but not Queen Elizabeth II. But this was directed, this is interesting, it was directed by Andrea Nevins, and who I don't know, but I'm wondering if that's HBO's Sheila Nevins, their documentary Empress, whatever. And there's Paul Nevins, if anyone knows who Paul Nevins is, a.k.a. Andrew Blake, who made one of the best-looking pornographic films of all time in House of Dreams, starring Zara White. Oh, wait, what? Anyway, I don't know if she's related to Sheila or Paul, but the Cowboy and the Queen, interesting. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So that they sent me that. Then this is okay. I did not know this movie existed. They sent this movie to me. Burt Reynolds and Barbara Loden, who I don't know, in a movie called Fade In. Now, what's interesting about this is the director is Alan Smithy. Now,
he directed a lot of movies.
Alan Smithy, for those of you who don't know, is the name the Directors Guild of America has reserved. If you take your name, if you've directed a movie and you take your name off a film, you get Alan Smithy. The TV version of David Lynch's Dune was directed by Alan Smithy. So I don't know anything about this movie fade in, but Kino Lorber sent it out. It has audio commentary. It says by filmmaker Daniel Kremer, who is the director of Cruel, Usual, Necessary, The Passion of Sylvia Nazano, who is the co-producer of this movie. So I don't know anything about this, but wild. I'm very curious.
Do you know who the director was, Rob?
No idea. I know who the co-producer was, but I don't know who the director is. I mean, I know nothing about this movie. I've never seen anything about this movie. But you know what? A movie where the dude is topless and the girl isn't, that's sus, man. That is sus in my world. I'm just saying. Okay, now, for me, the release, I got to say one of the great labels of all time is Kino Cult. Because you never know what the fuck they're putting out. They put out DVDs. They put out Blu-rays. You never know. But this week, Kino Cult put out one of my favorite B movies of all time. Written by Nicholas Meyer, who wrote and directed Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Oh. This movie is dope. Don't let the title fool you. Invasion of the B-Girls. This movie is awesome. If I could remake any movie, I should call Roy Lee and be like, Roy, we got to remake Invasion of the B-Girls. This movie's dope. It's Kino Cult number 24. And by the way, this looks great. I've always seen like shitty TV prints of this.
Yeah.
I threw this in for a few seconds. I'm like, it was like the light of God shine down on Invasion of the B-Girls. It is so great to have this movie. Ordinary housewives turn into ravishing creatures. It says right there. If you haven't seen this,
have you opened it, Rob?
Yeah, dude. I know what you're gonna ask me. I know what you're gonna ask me, and the answer is no.
No. Okay.
But I did open it up. I mean, but again, kudos for going back and getting all the key art. Like, where do they get this great key art? By the way, this movie came out in 1973, the same year as the James Bond movie Live and Let Die. Invasion of the B-Girls.
And I think, Rob?
Come on, bro.
Electric Light 1973 too, Rob.
Electric Guide. Oh, there you go. Look, we're having a 70. And then they sent me a bunch of other cool shit. Peter Hunt, the editor of the Bond films, the director of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Shout at the Devil. With Lee Marvin and Roger Moore. Now, here's the thing about this movie. I always thought this title was great because you know me, I want to start a satanic cult. So anything that has devil in the title is something I want to watch. I've never seen this movie. I've heard about this movie. I love this title, Shout at the Devil. Apparently it's a Western. And there's a theatrical trailer and an audio commentary. But from the director of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, right here, Shout at the Devil. You go, Kino Lorber. And then, of course...
Only the Motley Crue song is missing.
I know, right? Then, of course, though... Oh, no, it's here.
Yeah.
There was, in this box from Kino Lorber, 5... I mean, other YouTubers who cover physical media have already commented on this. 5 4Ks. 5. Reindeer Games.
Nice.
Okay, now, John Frankenheimer's Reindeer Games. The big question I had, I even wrote Matt from Kino Lorber, and he never got back to me on this. I'm like, bruh, does this have the director's cut?
Yeah.
There's 2 different versions. Does it say on the cover that it includes the director's cut anywhere? The answer to that is no, it does not. But you know what it says on the back? God bless Kino Lorber. It has 2 running times, 104 minutes and 125 minutes. And
20 minutes, more stuff.
On Blu-ray, it does have the director's cut.
Nice. Great.
Reindeer Games. God bless Kino Lorber. God bless him. Now, they also, and by the way, I had to put this on. This on. Oh, wait, where did it go? Did I just drop it? Wait, I just had it. What did I just do with it? I don't, you know what? What has happened? What's going on?
You're missing your titles?
I just had it in my hand. Well, okay, this is weird. Did I put it here by accident? Invasion. No, dude, I don't know. Anyway, Harold Becker's movie Sea of Love, starring Al Pacino and Ellen Barkin. You know, Paramount. They've been raiding Paramount's library. I got in Internal Affairs, which I love. You know, I showed it. Watched that as soon as I got it. Sea of Love. I got it 4K. Put it on. I literally just had it in my hand. Where did it go? And like, seriously, this is so weird.
Didn't you tell us you watched it, Rob? Is it perhaps in the player still?
No, I had it in my... Oh, it's right here. Never mind. I found it.
There you go.
Sea of Love, which has the Tom Waits version of Sea of Love. John Goodman. You know what? I miss movies like this. Like I said, they would turn this into an 8-episode. This movie is not great, but it's good. It's good. And Ellen Barkin is hot AF in this movie. She is so... And when she goes out on a date with Al Pacino, she's like, I believe in love at first sight. I believe in this. I'm going to tweet her. I've tweeted to Ellen Barkin back and forth. I've not tweeted to her because, you know, this movie's from 1989 and she probably doesn't be... I'm like, you were so hot. Women never want you to say you were, ever. She still is. I wouldn't kick her out of bed. I'm just saying. But this movie, I really like this film. It's a total studio programmer. You know that Michael Rooker is the shooter. Spoiler alert. But it's John Goodman. Basically, this movie is a precursor to Basic Instinct. It's just Basic Instinct is better. But it's like... But the only thing is that Ellen Barkin's actually a nice girl. They try and set her up as maybe she's the killer, and it turns out she's the nice girl. You have, instead of George Zunza as Michael.
But she's perfect casting then, Rob.
Oh my God,
such a type.
I love Ellen Barkin in this movie. It also has a happy ending. I love Al Pacino in the film. He plays an alcoholic, which after last night I can totally relate to. So you know what, So I watched this movie, and first of all, great transfer. You know, great transfer. It looks great. Grain is great. Color levels. It was great. It looked great. But it just made me sad because we don't get movies like this. A studio would never make this movie today. Now, arguably maybe they shouldn't have made it back in the day in the first place. but I like this movie. I do. And you know, Richard Price wrote it, and it's just the dialogue. Look, I love cop movies the way I like lawyer movies, and John Goodman and Al Pacino make a great team. Like, I would have watched a series of movies about John Goodman and Al Pacino, but this film is, I mean, I would call it mid. I hate it. You know, to use Gen Z parlance, this movie's kind of mid, but I like it. And it looks great. And I'm happy to have it. And I watched it. As soon as I got it, I watched it. Like when I got Internal Affairs from Kino Lorber. I threw it on. It looks fantastic. And I'm happy to have it. So you go, Kino Lorber. You know, between giving me the director's cut of Reindeer Games on Blu-ray, you got to love them. April Fool's Day.
Nice.
April Fool's Day.
Great.
Always liked this movie.
Great.
Always liked this movie. Guess who's going to be the life of the party? April Fool's Day. A lot of chock-a-block full of special features. I have not yet watched this. I cracked it open. I was going to watch it, but I have not watched it yet. Great to have it in 4K. Again, now this is really... Well, I'm going to show you something that's really interesting. Orca in 4K. Dino De Laurentiis wanted to make his own Jaws, so he produced Orca with a I mean, Richard Harris, Charlotte Rampling, Will Sampson, and Bo Derek. Will Sampson? But anyway, this Orca in 4K, this was never going to be as good as Jaws, but when I was a kid, I liked it, you know. Haven't watched it yet.
Looks a little bit like a Free Willy cover.
I know, which, you know, my love of that movie, because I worked on it.
Yeah.
Then Murder by Decree. This is really interesting because Bob Clark...
Murder mystery that I don't know.
What's that?
Murder mystery that I don't know. Murder?
Dude, this is Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. And check it out. It came out in 1979. What other movie with Jack the Ripper came out in 1979? Nicholas Myers, Time After Time. But it's H.G. Wells versus Jack the Ripper. So Bob Clark, who directed Black Christmas and directed A Christmas Story, made Murder by Decree. Now, Um, um, I like this movie a lot, and I'm happy to get it. I haven't watched it yet, but happy to have it. Now, I noticed this is interesting. I don't know if anybody cares or really they're going to be like, Rob, why do I even look at this stuff? Now, this is interesting. I got to go full frame on this.
Yeah.
And again, this is just something I want to know.
No problem.
So look at the spines of these movies. Look at the bottom, actually the bottom.
Yeah.
You see that.
Paramount 3 times.
Yep. Now, right? Paramount.
Yeah.
Which movie does not have, actually this Sea of Love is not, or is it Paramount? It's not Paramount. Sea of Love is not a Paramount title. Did I say it was a Paramount title? It's not.
Okay.
Sea of Love is Universal, but it doesn't have the Universal logo on the spine.
Yeah.
Everything else that Kino Lorber puts out, like Reindeer Games is Paramount, Murder by Decree is Studio Canal, which they have the logo. They're the distributor now, and Orca and April Fool's Day are Paramount, but they don't have the Universal logo on the spine of Sea of Love, which I found. I mean, most people are like, "What are you even talking about?" I just thought that was interesting. Like you've got the logos, the studio logos, but not with Sea of Love. Which, by the way, Sea of Love just disappeared again. I don't know why it went away. I had it in my hand. Marcus.
You need to investigate with another Universal title from Kino Lorber.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know. So that was Kino Lorber's haul. So thank you, Kino Lorber.
Right.
You know, I got to say that one of the great joys of my life is when there's a Kino Lorber box on my front stoop. It's like Christmas because it's always, and when there's a heavy one, like this was heavy. I was like, ooh, there's like 5. And when
always cat in the bags.
Well, yeah, it is. And I get to go. My dogs are expectantly. All 4 dogs are looking at me. You know, they're like, "What's in the box, Rob? What are you going to get? Are you gonna talk?" Because I talk to the dogs when I'm like, "Look, you guys," because no one else gives a shit. The dogs seem to like whatever I say. Go figure. But I feed them, so they don't know. I'm like, "Let's Sea of Love in 4K," and Gilbert's like, "Woo woo." But the best thing is, then they know I'm going to go into the movie room, which has the big fluffy couches to sit on.
Finally.
I go in there and then I plop down, and they know I'm going to be there for a while. So then, like, they jockey for position to lay all over me. Maybe this is more about my life than you need to know, but still, no one likes getting a box from Kino Lorber more than my dogs. So Matt, let me just tell you, when that Kino Lorber box shows up, I'm excited. The dogs are excited. I go into the movie room and pop one in. And I don't pop one out. I pop one in. And that was Sea of Love this week. So thank you, Kino Lorber.
So Matt, put some dog treats in the next box.
Yeah. So, should we look at... We have super chats. I didn't even look. I'm like, are there super chats now? People can say Rob must be still a little loopy from last night. Clearly. Let's see. The chat is just going fast and furious. Wow, there's a lot of people. Philip Brett Moore upgraded his membership to Imagination Connoisseur. We had a great member call yesterday. Really had a good time. A lot of fun. Kind of more freewheeling. So thank you for that. Kelvin Wellborn has been a member for 33 months. Kelvin. The Vixter. You know what? I wish I lived in the UK because I would just go to plays and movies with Vicky. The Vixter. Victoria. I shouldn't say Vicky. I said Vicky. Fuck. I'm sorry, Vicky.
You're still reeling from yesterday.
Uh-oh. Yeah. She's sitting there gritting her teeth. She's a barrister. She'll handle it. But no, I would hang out with her. So the Vixter says she's seeing 7, the 4K transfer at the cinema tomorrow, and she's going to go see A Better Man. So creative and a cautionary tale of success and addiction. I think you'd enjoy it. I have to see A Better Man. That's, of course, the Robbie Williams biopic where Robbie Williams is a monkey that's not doing well. They spent $100 million on it thinking it was going to be a big hit. But clearly in America, judging from my Twitter/X feed, dude, let me ask you something. If I were to say, tell me a Robbie Williams song, what would you say?
Rock DJ, Angels, the Millennium.
Right. Da-na-na-na-na. Robbie Williams does a song that begins with a riff from "You Only Live Twice" from Nancy Sinatra, and he's sitting on the hood of Bond's DB5, his Aston Martin.
That Robbie Williams is not big in the States is one of the biggest mysteries.
Bro, not only is he not big in the States, I have people. Here's what I don't like about Americans, and I'm an American. They openly flaunt their ignorance as if it's a badge of honor. I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, fucking Google, dude. It is amazing to me that you don't even go, oh yeah, I understand people don't know tape.
It would be the same, Rob, if you showed your Prince collection and I would go, Prince who?
Bro, and
that's the same level.
And that happened with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast did not know who Prince was. I know. Look at you, shocked into silence.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. He did not know who Prince was. Now, here's what I don't get. When we were kids, we were pop culture sponges. Like, I was going to Tower Records rifling through imports. I was a snob. I'm like, I got to buy UK vinyl or I got to buy Japanese. Japanese vinyl was the top. UK vinyl was here. And if I had to, like, demean myself by buying shitty American vinyl, like, American vinyl sucked. I remember getting the soundtrack to Legend. You know, the Tangerine Dream set, it was Universal. Yeah. It was fucking terrible. It sounded terrible. It was popping, horrible. I would only, and by the way, Japanese vinyl, it's like the bride needed Japanese steel. By the way, you can get Lionsgate from Lionsgate Limited, their special steelbook editions of both Kill Bill 1 and 2. But like, look, people, I don't know who Robbie Williams is. I understand not knowing Take That, not knowing the boy band he was in. I get it.
Yeah,
I understand that because they really did not penetrate into the States. But Robbie Williams, I remember buying, and again, here's the thing. The UK, pop music means a lot more to culture in the UK and maybe in Europe than it does here. Music is sort of relegated to the youth of America. But in the UK, like, if you've ever watched Love Actually, everyone wants Uncle Bill, you know, Christmas is all around us. Everybody in the UK knows pop music if you're 8 or 80. So Robbie Williams was fucking huge. Like, never 200 million, not 200 million, 250,000 people.
Even I have a concert Blu-ray of him, live at Networth.
And that's the thing. Like, awesome. I thought, how do you not know the song Millennium? And how do you not know Angels, which is a great song? And I realized
the video clip of Rocky J, you know, with him shredding his skin. You know,
it was so weird to me that all these people, I've never heard of Robbie Williams. Well, this is the problem. A Better Man, the marketing was terrible. It was
and
terrible.
It's still the concept is weird, you know, even if you know him. You know, with the monkey, and like you said, 110 million for biopic.
But it was directed by the Greatest Showman director, a movie that. Yeah. But you have to look. If you're going to make a challenging film, Americans, we're dumb. We're dumb. You got to sell it to us. Give it to us. And there was the marketing was terrible. Nobody knows anything. Really bad, because I haven't seen the movie, but everybody loves it. Like the Vixter just said, the movie's really great. Yeah. And
that's what I heard too, Rob. Everyone loves it, but still. Who hasn't seen it? Still, you have that great trepidation. A monkey. How does this work? You know.
I don't know.
But I will see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I'll probably buy it. You know, I haven't gone to the theater to see it, but anyway. So you know, as Vixter says, that A Better Man is so creative and a cautionary tale of success and addiction. I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, success and addiction. My middle name. Miele says Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' antics have ruined Deadpool for me. Well, as more and more stuff comes out, it does seem, you know, I'm always team Blake Lively only because Age of Adeline I dearly love it. And her sister, Lori Lively, went topless for me when I directed Free Enterprise. I don't think Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively know that. But Lori Lively did. She was a good sport, and she was funny. The Dr. Spock guy with his pointed ears. I love Lori Lively. She's a redhead. So there you go. And I don't like reading about what they're doing, but I don't.
Another courtroom drama that probably could get a television.
It's so bad.
television,
Yeah, and it will.
broadcast.
You know that it will. It's our American crime story. It ends with us. It's gonna happen. Channel Surf, who, by the way, great to see you yesterday on the member calls. Channel Surf says, thoughts on Kill Bill upscaled from 2K. Original camera negative is Super 35. Look, this is what Quentin Tarantino wanted to do. And here's the thing. It might have been that Kill Bill was, they shot it Super 35, but it was finished in 2K, probably digitally. And
it was
they would
around that time.
Yeah, it was probably, and that's why, they finished it digitally. That was why it was cut. And to go back into the negative and recolor time it, Sally Menke, the editor, has passed away. For whatever reason. Would I have liked to have seen them go back to the original camera negative? Sure. I still think it looks great. As did Bill Hunt.
Yeah.
Look, I always want to go back to the original camera negative. But for whatever reason, and I'll tell you something, he probably used early color grading stuff, and he graded the film the way he wanted it. Look, I don't understand why the House of Blue Leaves sequence, that is a DVD I will never part with. My Japanese Kill Bill that has the I will never ever part with that, because that House of Blue Leaves sequence.
Even in Japan, in Japan, that version is not seen an HD release. You can only get the international version.
Only that, and it came in that really awesome box set, the big yellow box with the T-shirt and the 6-scale Hattori Hanzo. Swords. I mean, it's stupid that they haven't done it. I mean, whatever. If I ever meet Quentin Tarantino, I've only met Quentin Tarantino in person once when I gave him my ticket to go see Deep Red when Dario Argento came and spoke in front of. But actually, that's not true. I've met Quentin Tarantino twice, and when the first time I met Quentin Tarantino was, I was in Hawaii, and we were showing Free Enterprise in Hawaii, and Quentin Tarantino sat right in front of me to watch my movie Free Enterprise, and I was fucking nerve-wracking. And we went to a party afterwards, and he came up to me and he talked. He cornered him. He's like, "Yeah, man, that movie was awesome." He was telling me how awesome I was, and he was reciting Shatner's dialogue. He'd seen the movie once. He goes, "How'd you get Shatner to say this?" And he was very nice. He was very, very nice and effusive. That was the second time I met Quentin Tarantino. But the first time was at Raleigh when Dario Argento came and spoke in front of all of his movies, and we were there, me and Eric Wallace and a few more of our friends, and Dario Argento saw us because we went and saw every movie. He was like, "My friends are here again." It was great. That was a terrible Dario Argento, but anyway, you go, Quentin Tarantino. Thank you for that. So I don't know why we don't have the original camera negative, but obviously that would be the way to go, but we don't. But it still looks good. Sounds good too. Paul Allen Bernotto right here says, Dieter, are you going to show off your Christmas package from America?
I did.
I'm like, clearly that was an old super chat. I was like, do we really want to see Dieter show off his Christmas package? Some people might. That would change the whole tenor of the show, though. 200 Watt Studio says, rest in peace, David Lynch. I'm so thankful we got such a fantastic Twin Peaks return. By the way, Modesty Maltese on the member call yesterday had some really interesting insights into David Lynch. She told a great story about what David Lynch meant to the people of Yugoslavia during the Balkans conflict. Major Chai Chai says, Hundreds of Beavers, the life and times of Robert Meyer Burnett. Cannot tell a lie.
Yeah.
Paul Allen Bernotto says, sorry, I wasn't sure Dieter was going to show off the box of goodies. I don't have J-Law's number, but I have Cynthia's. Yeah, what have you done for me lately, Paul? Get J-Law's number. Get her on the phone. Come on. Marco
That's the game
says,
in Hollywood. You're only as good as your last outing.
Marco says, ask George where Contact is. Best opening sequence. Hey, man, I don't understand. I love Contact. It was one of Warner Brothers' first DVDs they put out. Where is that Blu-ray? Where's the I have the Blu-ray, pardon me. Where's the 4K? I don't know. Come on, Warner Brothers. Paul Allen Bernotto says, let me work on getting J-Law on the show this year. Okay, I don't want you to work on it. I want you to make it happen. You know what? Manifest that shit.
Easy
Oprah
peasy.
secret that shit. Just make it happen. Secular Monk says, am I the only one who found Enora to be overrated? Yes. Yes, you are. You are. But, to each his own. Walter Whitewalker says, a better man would be doing better if they use that concept on a Monkees biopic. Kind of joking, but kind of not. Yeah, hey, we're the Monkees, but the Monkees was, always, I don't know. I don't know why I'm coughing. Chuck Keyworth, who's been a member for 2 months. New members for the channel. Chuck, come to the member calls. He says Time After Time is a great film with Malcolm McDowell, Mary Steenburgen, and David Warner. I also loved David as evil in Time Bandits. I totally agree with you. I'm a huge fan. A huge fan. Now, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that I've caught up with everyone. Yeah, we're good. Although, I have to say, I think I missed this. Thomas Logan said, why is Return of the Jedi a flawed trilogy capper? Explain, Bobby. Dude, I can't get into it right now. You know why I can't get into it? Because Thomas Logan wrote us a letter.
Okay.
And I would like to share it now. It's all about David Lynch. It is a lovely letter. This is from Thomas Logan. Okay. He says, I met David Lynch over a decade ago when he came to Art Basel here in Miami. By the way, I've been to Art Basel in Miami. I waited in line for 2 hours to see one of my heroes, a man I considered a legend at the time and still do. I bought a Blue Velvet screenplay for him to sign that I'd bought off eBay. I handed it to David, and he began looking through it. He looked surprised. He asked me, where did you get this? I said, eBay. He says, this is a shooting script. We actually use this. He pointed to a line in the script and had me come around the signing table to see. See that? I changed that. I changed that on the day. It's not in the movie. I was fascinated by his enthusiasm. It was intoxicating. He then says, can I buy this from you? Would you sell it to me? I said, no, you can have it. He shook his head and said, no, this is yours. I'll buy it from you. Actually, you know what? I'll photocopy it, and I'll send someone to make a copy. He signaled his assistant and told her to run over to the nearest copy joint. He then says, you mind waiting a bit? I responded, of course not. We then began to talk about the films that he liked, directors he liked. He constantly interrupted the conversation to ask about my likes. He seemed legitimately interested in what I had to say. He showed me some pieces from his art gallery that he was selling. Eventually, the people in line were complaining that the line wasn't moving, so he asked me to sit next to him on a fold-out chair while he signed other things, and we waited for his assistant. I must have watched him sign hundreds of photos and DVD covers. He'd always get a kick from people who would bring Twin Peaks DVDs. People really like that show now, he said. I responded, I love that show. He seemed surprised. His assistant finally arrived with the 2 scripts, the blue-binded copy that I brought with me, and the new copy with a clear cover and a maroon back cover. David got up, and I got up. He said, thanks for this. I'm looking forward to reading it tonight. He then handed me $200. I rejected it and told him that was unnecessary. He then forced it into my hand and said, you did me a service, Tom. You deserve to get paid for that service. He then signed my copy of the script, and we shook hands. I thanked him, and just as I was walking away, I said, please make another movie, another Inland Empire, another Lost Highway, something. He laughed and said, thanks for asking me for that. Take care. That movie never came, but we got something better, in my opinion, The Return on Showtime. The last thing I ever thought we would get from David Lynch. A brilliant Twin Peaks revival. I think David's best film, like most people, is Mulholland Drive, but my favorite is Lost Highway. I love the plot, or plots, the characters, seeing Robert Loggia and Robert Blake in a Lynchian setting, and seeing Michael Massey, my godfather, in his prime, killing it. It's a movie I can watch over and over. Rest in peace, David Lynch. You were great. That is from Thomas Logan, David Lynch, superfan. What a great letter, Thomas. Well done. What a great story.
You should have sent us a picture, Thomas, with that script, with that signed script.
I know, dude. Now, what are you going to do? But what a great story that is.
Yeah.
So,
Certainly. So,
Sean
second hall.
Umumiya says, "Hey, buddy, in Ottawa, Canada, getting ready for work. I won $100 last night on football bets. Love you, Rob. I'm 34. Never stop talking. I learned so much from you, brother." I didn't read that yesterday, so I apologize. But there you go. Hopefully you heard that. So there you go. By the way, Chuck Keyworth celebrates.
Yeah.
He already talked about Time After Time, but he's been a member for 2 months. I already said that. So there you go. I'm all verklempt from reading Thomas's letter. Where are we now? What's the show about?
Second hall. Second hall,
buddy.
Media.
Yeah, let's do it.
My official purchases, not the Christmas presents. First up, I had to prepare it a little because I had a tough time to get the Digipack out. And I was surprised because I bought it not on the website store. I bought it on Amazon, but I got actually from the same that the website is distributing. I bought We Live in Time.
Oh, did you get that from A24?
A24.
Oh man, I gotta get that.
No, Rob, that came from Amazon, and I was just expecting a normal Blu-ray, but it seems that is actually the Digipack from the website. So I already prepared it a little because I had actually a tough time to get the Digi and the cards and the lobby cards out of it. Just put it aside, so you have some lobby. But I have not seen the movie, so it is a blind buy for me. Isn't it in some categories? Wasn't it in the awards shows to some degree?
Probably.
I'm not sure anymore. We Live in Time from A24. This is the Digi that comes with it. Right? Put it aside. The next one, Paul from Twinflix informed us there seems to be a mistake with the 4K, but I actually read a review that actually says the better version is the alternative version, which is on the Blu-ray, not the 4K. I got the cell from ARROW, and I read a review about the alternative version, which is 178:1, which is actually the better version of the movie, even considering the picture quality. In that review, they said the director of photography gives us information about the transfers, and he said that the camera negative was 5th generation or something like that, and the Blu-ray version is from a newer DI or something, and the alternate version actually looks better than the 4K. I've not checked it, just read it. So cell, different cover inside. You've got the 4K, and then the Blu-ray with the alternate version with open aspect ratio. Got Blu-ray, but I haven't seen the movie in forever. I still remember the cool New Line Snapper DVD from back in the day, which was great. New Line always had those great special edition snappers back in the day, and of course the 2 artworks of the movie. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, but I need to check if he's right that actually the alternate version is the one to go. And if that would be the case, then the picture mistake that Paul informed us about wouldn't be that problematic, But I haven't heard anything yet about any replacement program. So I'm not sure where the status actually is considering the cell. The next one from Arrow 2, from Sam Raimi. I got The Gift.
I like that movie.
No. This is just a 4K. And as always, goes the same. No poster here, but it comes with the booklet. Haven't seen it in ages, Rob. So I need to refresh.
Kate Blanchett looking hot.
Yeah.
She's no
A lot
Lydia
of my
Tarr, but
memories.
hey,
Haha.
which is the greatest movie ever.
Yeah. That was certainly awesome. So The Gift from Sam Raimi. The next one, Rob, you showed last week. I watched it yesterday. I got my 7 steelbook, but luckily, Rob, it looks fine. No,
Yeah, you didn't get a
dent
little
here.
divot.
Yeah. Blu-ray and the 4K. And what I didn't know, Rob, that there are much digital changes made to the movie. But I haven't seen it in a long time, so I wasn't aware. I had to go to one of my German websites to actually read up on all.
By the way,
stuff. Little changes here and there.
I have no problem with what he did.
Yeah. Certainly not. 7. So it's not something that would change the movie entirely, but a lot of stuff, way more than I thought they did. But I wouldn't have recognized it anyway because I haven't seen it in a long time. This one of my YouTube channels that I watch is Drum Dumps, Lee McCoy, and this one was, I think, in his honorable mention or in his horror movies of the last year. I haven't seen it. It's called, so Ken the Back, Founder's Day, probably in the Thanksgiving vein. It says a brutal, twist-filled ride. Hopefully good. Founder's Day. You just see, it is from Dark Sky Films. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dark Sky Films. So, Founder's Day. Then the next one, Rob, I think you showed, but I'm not sure. Because this one is a cult movie, as we all know. I got from Lionsgate, Kickboxer.
Oh,
Comes with the
wait a minute.
figure
You
cover.
got from Lionsgate. How'd you get that?
I bought it. This was
Oh, they
horrible.
didn't send it to you? You didn't get a package from Lisa Stevenson? Come on, Lisa. You got Dieter's address.
So we've got the 4K, the theatrical version, the US version as a Blu-ray, and the international version, which is a little bit longer. But when you see the movie in 4K and then switch to the international version, expect a drop in quality, And let's face it, to get the GCVD dance that they captured that on film, which put John Travolta to shame, that alone is worth owning. Kickboxer. The next one, I know a lot of people not a fan of the show, but I was. It came out a little bit too late because I would have loved to watch it around Christmas again. I got Hawkeye, the first and probably only season. So as always, put out those nice, not very cheap steelbooks. And the UK, as always, comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray and some art cards for it. And I quite enjoyed Hawkeye when it came out. So I did only get Hawkeye from the new Disney batch that they put out. So I didn't get Loki season 2. What was the other? I didn't get Ahsoka. But I probably, I know Rob was not that good, but I probably will get Mandalorian season 3 just to finish the collection. The next one I already own, but it's the business here, double dipping. Turbine put it out, comes with Dolby Vision now. I bought as a media book that 4 different covers. David Cronenberg, Infinity Pool came out again. There's a nice the same texture that the Pearl media book that I showed on the
I need to
Best
get,
of
man.
show.
I need to get that. God damn it. I need to get antiviral.
And it
the
has
4K
a
of
very
antiviral.
nice, pretty thick booklet part with 48 pages. It goes in detail. And we have got some, let me just see. So this comes with Dolby Vision for the movie. And we have some of the company logos here. Skirts. So it's a really extensive book part. Not just some two or three pages. So Infinity Pool, this was one of the available cover variations.
Wow.
For when does the new movie from David come out, Rob? Help me.
Shrouds, David Cronenberg. That's Brandon Cronenberg. That's his son, Infinity Pool.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I want to get the Shroud. I haven't seen the Shroud or Shrouds or the Shroud. The Shrouds. I want to see it.
Infinity Pool. My last one, Rob. My whole from this week.
Well, I got two more things to show. Warner Archive. So this is funny. For whatever reason, when I was a kid, I remember seeing a show called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And all I remember of the show is wait till your father gets home. In my mind, I've been saying that my entire life. I have no memory other than that song of the show. Warner Archive released it's put out the entire animated series. Now, this show ran from like 72 to 74, and Tom Bosley, Mr. Cunningham from Happy Days, plays the dad, does the voice for the dad. It's an animated Hanna-Barbera show about peace, love, and laughs, about like a hippie family. All I remember about this show is the theme song. So I put on the first disc, and indeed, it's an interesting show. And going back, I want to watch the whole thing, but this is what Warner Archive does best. I mean, I don't know if this has been... I have never, ever seen anything about this show. I just remembered the theme song when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And it was exactly the way I remembered it. Wait till your father gets... Fan-fucking-tastic that Warner Archive put this out. You know who works at Warner Archive? The American film czar, George Feltenstein, put this out. So great, really, along with things like Top Cat, the complete series, they're going into the archives. Jerry Beck has got to be like all over verklempt that we're getting all this animation. You go, Warner Archive. This is a very cool thing to have. The last thing I got this week, you know what? I was debating whether or not I should get this, but I had to get it. I had to get it, and when I opened it up and saw the box, bruh, I had to get the Arrow Great Escape. That comes, by the way, with Great Escape 2. You open it up, and I love that. Like, look, I love these Arrow, the feel, the matte finish. It's great. Of course, it has it. This artwork is rad. I love this new artwork. So there's a poster for that. Of that new artwork. When I finally build my separate home theater, I'm going to definitely put it up. It's got the original key art, reversible cover, original key art on the disc itself. Of course, it comes with a great booklet. Now, I know Kino Lorber released this in 4K, but what does this say?
Come on. Das große Abenteuer, die große Unterhaltung. The big adventure, the big entertainment.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they...
It doesn't say Mein Kampf. It doesn't say that.
Well, anyway, I'm really happy with this purchase. And, I bought this from the Arrow website.
Wasn't that the Arrow one has Dolby Vision now?
Of this? Oh, that's a good question.
Great Escape? I'm not sure.
Yes, it does.
A little bit of a difference.
Yes, it does.
A difference.
Dolby Vision. This movie is one of the greatest movies ever made. Just, if you haven't seen it, you'll never sit in a jail cell with a baseball the same way again. And I would like to believe that the baseball that Ben Sisko has on the bridge or in the command center of Deep Space Nine is, I know it's not, but it is the baseball from this movie. In my own mind, in my own head canon.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in universe, like in universe, in the Star Trek universe, this actually happened exactly the way it's depicted in the movie. So I know that's a weird thing. I'm just saying it's one of those weird peccadillos that I have. So that was it for me, dude. That's my
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go.
So news, Rob? Do we have some news?
News. I got news for you, buddy. Yeah, there's news. Okay, Criterion.
Especially our thumb.
Well, first of all, okay, let's start with the big news.
Yeah.
The big news. This is the big news. The big news of the week. Ba-bam! Yeah. This, in terms of physical media, oh my God. This comes to us from Variety. Anybody who's anybody already knows this, but I'm going to read it anyway. John Woo. Chow Yun Fat Classics among 156 film Golden Princess library acquired by Shout Studios. In a major move set to electrify action film aficionados, Shout Studios has nabbed worldwide rights, excluding select Asian territories, to the coveted Golden Princess movie library, a treasure trove of 156 Hong Kong cinema classics that's been MIA from Western markets for decades. The deal, which brings together Hollywood's indie powerhouse with one of the Hong Kong cinema's most prestigious catalogs, includes genre-defining works from directing legends John Woo, Tsui Hark, alongside star-studded vehicles featuring Chow Yun Fat, Tony Leung, Chu Wai, and Leslie Chung. The acquisition's crown jewels includes John Woo's masterpieces Hard Boiled, The Killer, the complete Better Tomorrow trilogy, Bullet in the Head, and Once a Thief. The library also boasts Ringo Lam's City on Fire, which was the inspiration for Reservoir Dogs. And Once a Thief. The library also boasts Ringo Lam's City on Fire, Prison on Fire, and its sequel, Eric Tsang's Aces Go Places, Tsui Hark's Peking Opera Blues, Choni Ching's Chinese Ghost Story trilogy, and additional hits like Wai Kai-Fai's Peace Hotel, Andrew Kam and Johnny To's The Big Heat, and Alex Law's Now You See It, Now You Don't. These films, which dominated screens during Hong Kong's cinematic golden age of the 80s and 90s, left an indelible mark on Hollywood, inspiring everything from Quentin Tarantino's oeuvre to The Matrix and the John Wick franchises. The landmark acquisition was hammered out by Shout Studios' David McIntosh, Jordan Fields, and Taylor Dvorsky, with Golden Princess Amusement Company Limited's Dixon Lai and Ronald Chu representing the seller's interests. This is a big one, said Shouts Fields, who is Senior Vice President of Acquisitions and Originals. Golden Princess sits alongside the Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest in the pantheon of Hong Kong cinema, but unlike the other two, the Golden Princess Library has been dormant for decades outside of Asia. Its fingerprints are all over modern action and crime genres, though, so we have big plans to reintroduce these fabled titles to the rest of the world, complementing Shout's growing catalog of revered Asian films. Blah, 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 blah. It goes on. Dude.
That's a big one.
Getting The Killer and Hard Boiled in 4K, please. I know the elements, a lot of these Chinese films are not
That's a problem, Rob. How good are the negatives?
I don't care.
Shape or not?
I want Hard Boiled remixed in Dolby Atmos. Give it to me. Give it to me. I've got my Criterion Laserdisc, which I've never parted with, the Killer and Hard Boiled, the triptych fold out.
I still have that too, Rob, the Hard Boiled Laserdisc.
Oh my God. Look, to get Peking Opera Blues, to get any of these movies, I'm excited. Yeah. Do that digital restoration. Spend the money, boys. Make it happen. Yeah. But that's not the only interesting news that came to us this week in terms of physical media. Look at this. Shudder, again, Shudder partners with ARROW on limited edition physical releases, including Hellbender and The Sadness, which I already have The Sadness in a steelbook, but still, this is really interesting. Shudder is partnering, and Shudder's always put out physical media. We've been buying it, which is great. But Shudder is partnering with ARROW Video to bring several of its movies to physical media. The horror-themed streaming service has signed a deal with the UK-based media company to produce limited edition physical releases of 8 films from its expansive catalog of films. The titles that will be released are Ole Borndahl's Night Watch from 94, Rob Jabaz's The Sadness, which I love, Joseph Winter and Vanessa Winter's Deadstream, Christian Taftrup, Speak No Evil, Michelle Garza Crevera's...
The original, Rob. The Danish original.
Yeah. The Danish original, that's right. Huzera, The Bone Woman, The Addams Family's Hellbender, Borndahl's Night Watch, Demons Are Forever, so both Night Watch movies, and Jennifer Reeder's Perpetrator from 2023. Hellbender is the only film being released exclusively to the U.S. Night Watch, Demons Are Forever, and Perpetrator are all receiving a dual release in the U.S. and the U.K., and the remainder of the films are currently only being released in the U.K. All films are being released in limited edition Blu-ray sets, but The Sadness will additionally be released in 4K. Although former dates haven't been finalized, Arrow said the first titles in its partnership with Shudder will debut in 2025. So that comes to us from
good collection.
Variety. Yeah, man. Oops, I didn't mean to.
A good selection.
Good selection, yeah.
Those titles. Yeah.
And then, of course, Criterion coming in hot. 2025. They announced new titles. The great Japanese film Yugetsu, which is not a Kurosawa film, although some people think it is. It's not. Coming in. Some Like It Hot, one of the great comedies of all time. Or actually, I should probably talk about Criterion. You know how I should do it? I should Elliot Cohen the shit. Hello, dear viewer. Criterion has a banger release slate. We got to get Elliot on the show. I love that guy. We got to get him. I mean, can you imagine with this kind of energy, just getting him on the show? I just want to hear him speak in his dulcet tones. Hello, dear viewer. So you get to Some Like It Hot. And by the way, I think our first candidate for cover of the year, Honora, coming out from Criterion. Definitely. Cover of the year. I'm a dirty old man, and I love it. That's coming out. And then this, Prince of Broadway, which I don't know much about. But then in 4K, oh my God, Wong Kar-wai's Chung King Express. This is the first Wong Kar-wai film I ever saw. It made me fall in love with him because Quentin Tarantino brought it. I love this cover. I really wish, though, that they had put Chung King Express and Fallen Angels out together. But, you can't have everything. I have their Wong Kar-wai box set. There's been some, obviously, the recolor timing of things, like especially in The Mood for Love, but controversial. What are you going to do? Then, a great double feature, one of the great double features, one of the great duologies in film history, Jean de Florette and Mano of the Spring. I love this. I even love this cover. I love these movies. Amazing. Can't wait to get this in 4K. Love them both. And then Basquiat. First time I really saw Jeffrey Wright and David Bowie playing Andy fucking Warhol. Amen. Julian Schnabel, who I've always liked because his last name is Schnabel, and it's just fun to say. Basquiat, I like this movie a lot. And seeing Criterion, I think this is a great slate from Criterion. So you go, Criterion. Love you guys. Then we have a company, I don't know this company, Flicker Fusion, putting out Behind the Door and Below the Surface silent movies from like 1919 and 1920. Okay. Flicker Fusion. They're putting out this. I don't know this company, and they're also putting out Flicker. Oh, this is Flicker Alley. Put Eric von Stroheim's Merry-Go-Round coming out. So we got some, from back in the day, yo. Good stuff.
So like Kino Lorber and Kino Cult, they have already two labels.
I know this must be another company that is working with the Mexican cartels. I don't know. We'll see. But they're coming out. Then we've got, look at this, bro. HBO limited edition, The Last of Us Steelbook. I'm going to buy this shit. I love this show.
Me too.
When
is season 2 starting?
I don't know, but I have to say that one of the things I'm most eagerly awaiting in all of 2025 is watching people lose their shit when they watch season 2 of The Last of Us. I mean, exactly. I mean, I just can't. If you don't know, you don't know. Just, I mean, exactly. It's a nice day for a red wedding. Yeah, I know. People are going to be like, what? It'll be fun to watch. I don't even know if that's going to happen in the first. I think it's split.
There will be an outrage, Rob.
Dude,
outrage.
People are going to scream bloody murder. Cannot wait.
They stick to the video game.
Can't wait.
Love this.
Can't wait.
I love.
Then Kino Cult is putting out The Godsend. Another crazy Kino Cult title, but I'm there for it. There you go. I don't know. The Beast Within was a Kino Cult title. Now we're getting The Godsend. They're all over the place. Invasion of the B-Girls this week. God bless Kino Cult. Love you guys. Then we're getting documentary now. It's a box set of documentaries. Hey, don't know much about it. Don't know what's in it, but it's a big box set of documentaries. Why not get it?
Okay.
How can it hurt? But it's coming out. There you go. Then we've got The Bloody Lady. Don't know much about it, but hey, love it.
Other works by Victor Kubal.
I know. The Bloody Lady. Very odd cover, but, what? Why not? Then we're going back to the silent era, again, with The Little Rascals. The Little Rascals, Spanky, Alfalfa, Darla, and the gang. Buckwheat, of course, represented on the cover. I love the Our Gang shorts, but it's nice to see them getting another treatment. So there you go. The Little Rascals, part of my childhood. They're probably canceled today, but hey, we're going to get them anyway. Imprint coming in hot with a new, they've got their Imprint Asia titles. They got Monkey Goes West. I mean, I love the fact we're getting all these Asian movies. We've got Vengeance of a Snow Girl, not to be confused with Lady Snow Blood.
Yeah.
Vengeance of a Snow Girl, I'm there. I don't know if there's skiing in this movie. Probably not, but there's never enough skiing in movies. Certainly not in the latter James Bond films. I mean, they put Daniel Craig in the snow, but they didn't put him on skis. I mean, fuck you. Come on. How do you not have James Bond ski when you're in the snow? Terrible. The Snake Prince. Don't know anything about these movies, but hey, you get a cool slipcase, all good. Then, Deets. Check this out. Malpaso. Now, Clint Eastwood's film company is putting out a collection through Warner Brothers of their movies in new, I believe, steelbooks.
Yeah. Correct.
I mean, the Malpaso collection. Outlaw. I don't think this is a steelbook, but Outlaw Josie Wales. Come on.
Rob, limited edition steelbook.
Well, there you go. I guess it is a steelbook. See, I'm glad you pointed that out. I know what else is going to be a steelbook. Look at this. Dirty fucking Harry. Yeah. I mean, this is really exciting. That they're
and it comes in a collector's edition too.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. We're getting, I'm sure maybe they'll do everything. I want Pale Rider. I want everything that Clint Eastwood did at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Pale Rider is in that first haul too.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And great stuff. But you know what? I kind of wish they would I wish they would have done a Dirty Harry box set of steelbooks.
Yeah.
With all the Dirty Harry movies, even though Deadpool's not good. But still, I want them. Big news. You go, Warner Brothers. You know who probably was behind this? And even if he wasn't, I'm going to say he was. George Feltenstein. What a great idea. I don't think the geniuses at Warner Brothers America figured this shit out. But what a cool... by the way, I'm just going to say everything that comes out of Warner Brothers that's good, I'm going to say George Feltenstein did it, even if he didn't. I know he'll call me up and he'll be like, Rob, you can't just say that. Other people worked on this. Okay, don't know who made it happen, but awesome. This is great. I can't wait to get all these. And then we've got coming in from Mondo Macabro, the Hungry Snake Woman. Everything. Look, all I know is that everything that Mondo Macabre puts out has boobs in it, and I'm sure that the Hungry Snake Woman will have boobs in it, and it's from Asia, and Asian boobs are good. So there you go. I don't know nothing about this movie, but I'll buy it just because it's why not? Why wouldn't you buy it? Then we've got Peter Sellers and Wilfred Hyde White in two-way stretch. I have never seen this movie. I've never seen this Peter Sellers movie coming out, and I think this is Kino Lorber. I think gotta get it, gotta have it, just because I do love Peter Sellers. Yeah. And Wilfred Hyde White, you can't hear his name without thinking about the original 3-hour pilot for the original Battlestar Galactica. Maybe that's just me, but hey, what can I say? Via Vision putting out an eclectic series of genre films with lenticular covers, 3D lenticular hard cases, and art cards. This is wild. I don't know how they figured this one out. As Above, So Below. Really interesting movie. Also part of this series, the original Dracula. It's a 4-disc Blu-ray limited edition. 3D lenticular hard case, art cards. I mean, amazing. Part of this series also Escape Room. Adam Robitel's Escape Room. I know. One day I'm going to get him on the show.
One day. Bring it up, Rob.
I know. Yeah, you don't. But Escape Room.
Not the first one, Rob. The second one.
Yeah, it's true. The second one. But I'll get him to come on anyway. Because, hey, why not promote it? I just got to call him. Jason and the Argonauts. I love this movie. But what a wild collection of genre films. And we're not done
all over
yet.
All over the place.
All over the place. And nocebo, is that like placebo, but it's a nocebo? I don't know what that means. I don't even know this movie. But I want to see it just because I
That's
don't know.
That's an Australian movie?
I don't know. But you know what? I just want to know, like, when Via Vision was coming up with this, they're like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Ray Harryhausen's famous Jason and the Argonauts right next to this movie called Nocebo that nobody knows what it is. And so, I don't know. That's what Australia does. That's why they're great. That's why they have kangaroos.
No.
We'll save Australia. Don't want to hurt no kangaroos. We'll build a great big American amusement park there. Anyway, that's little Randy Newman, demonetized. Now, here's something interesting. Full body massage. This film stars Mimi Rogers, and it was directed by Nicholas Roeg, who I love. 88 Films is putting this out. I have never heard of this movie, dude. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
Full body massage directed by Nicholas Roeg, like Bad Timing, A Sensual Obsession, you know? Day the Earth Stood Still. Man Who Fell to Earth. Come on. Not Day the Earth Stood Still. I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to buy it anyway. Because Mimi Rogers is in it, and if Nicholas Roeg made it, it's got to be worth seeing. Again, Cat in the Bag. Never heard of this movie. Never. Now let's go to the charts. Top selling Blu-ray discs. Number 1, Seven. Awesome. Number 2, The Wild Robot. Number 3, Twisters. Number 4, Alien Romulus. Number 5, Criterion No Country for Old Men. Number 6, Joker Folie à Deux. You know, I need to get that. I need to buy Terrifier 3, Dune Part 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Twista.
First of Twista. Oh, good.
And then, of course, top-selling 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Disc 7. Number 1, No Country for Old Men. Number 2, Twisters. Number 3, Twister. Number 4, Transformers 1. Number 5, The Wild Robot. Number 6, Joker. Number 7, Dune Part 2. Number 8, Terrifier 3. Number 9, and your favorite movie, Trap, as number 10, dude.
The comedy of the last year.
All the news that's fit to print, my friend.
And let me just
fit to print.
Add something, Rob, because Thomas Logan didn't only send you a letter. He want me to read an article of Media Play News. I will not read the whole article, but I will have some charts to the report, because he did send me an article where they put together the best-selling titles for December 2024 and for the whole year of 2024. So according to Circana, the December 2024 top 10 by unit sold were Alien Romulus, The Wild Robot, Deadpool and Wolverine, Beetlejuice, Terrifier 3, The Grinch, Transformers 1, Twisters, Godzilla -1, and The Forge, a movie I don't know, from Sony Pictures. The Forge, number 10, in December. Then we have the complete year for 2024, the top 10. Rob, can you guess number 1, top 10 for 2024, best-selling title?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Exactly, Rob. Number 1 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 2 is Dune, Part 2. Number 3, Godzilla X vs. Kong, The New Empire.
Wow.
4, Oppenheimer. Number 5, Twisters. Number 6, which fills my heart with joy, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Number 7,
how much did
Aquaman.
that Tim Palin book cost?
Rob, let it go. Let it go, Rob. Let it go. Number 7, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Number 8, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Number 9, Wonka. And number 10, Despicable Me 4, which I have watched, Rob, with number 4. I couldn't believe it. But it was totally nice. Yes, it's just a thin through line to get from one setup to the next. But I had a blast. Great songs in it. Hot for Teacher from Van Halen. Dragon Force Through Fire and Flames is in it a little bit. So I totally had a blast with the fourth one. And I wanted to bring up just a chart because I always say to the people, I'm interested in the box office because the box office often is in conjunction with which movie is selling. The only one that's actually missing is actually the top grosser from last year.
It must be this. It must be Feed from Unearthed Films.
Yeah. It's actually Disney's Inside Out, which tells me, Rob, that a lot of people have, Disney Plus. They go to the theater with their kids, family, but they don't purchase actually the movie because Inside Out was the biggest grosser last year, but it's not on the top 10 list. But Despicable Me is actually on it. And like you said, Rob, it's mostly genre titles, Deadpool, Dune, Godzilla, Twister,
because
Aquaman,
those are
Ghostbusters.
We physical media people, I mean, you got to know your audience and you've got to know what it is you're doing. And I think that that shows it, that proves it. And physical media is very vibrant. I mean, they're still making $1 billion a year off physical media. It's found money for them. They've already made $1 billion off a movie. I mean, it's not like it used to be, but they still are making tens of millions of dollars off physical media. So,
So let me just look up. It was 4 Warner titles, 3 Universal, 1 Lionsgate with Hunger Games, 1 Sony Pictures, but only 1 Disney title, which was, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, who made the top 10 last year.
Wow, that's really interesting, actually.
Yeah. So we have some super chats, Rob, that probably came in.
Probably. Let's see. Let's see.
Charts.
Wow, here we go. Dragon Warrior, who's been a member for 5 months, asks, Yo, Rob, do you think we will ever get an animated Sonic movie like Mario Brothers, or did the live-action one kill all chances of that? I think the live-action version did. There's been 3 of them, and they've made a lot of money, so I don't know if we'll get... I mean, maybe somebody will make an animated film, but I don't think we're ever going to get one like Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah, I don't either. 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, do you think the shout versions of Killer Hard Boiled and Peking Opera Blues will be as good as Hong Kong Rescue's versions? Well, I think that whatever this deal did was put Hong Kong Rescue out of business. I was hoping to get Hong Kong Rescue did a phenomenal job.
Is he still in business, Rob? That's the question.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he let everybody down. I thought he had I thought Hong Kong Rescue was, so for those of you who don't know, Hong Kong Rescue was an aficionado who was putting out banger releases of I have Killer and Hard Boiled. They're great. But he was doing it all, but he couldn't. I don't know what I thought he had an official. He was going to release Bullet in the Head officially or something, but we never got that version. But I don't know if they're going to be as good. I would say that's the template to follow. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, Hong Kong Rescue did such a great job. It's a great question.
Josie, Rob, sorry for me too. Josie in the live chat says Hong Kong Rescue disappeared.
Yes, Hong Kong Rescue did disappear with everybody's money. But he was like one dude, I imagine him hunched over. Yeah. He was Hong Kong Rescue is one of the guys that John Doe killed in 7. I mean, he was hunched over. He did great work though. That's not fair. I mean, I did buy his stuff, and everything that I ordered from him, I got. I got my hard boiled.
You're the only one, Rob. Probably.
Send him to me though, and we're still talking about him. God love you, man. I hope you're consulting on Actually, if you need a job and you need to pay all the people back whose money you took, maybe you should get Shout to hire you, because they would do, there's probably, even George Feltenstein doesn't know as much about those Hong Kong movies as you do, so perhaps you can consult. 200-Watt Studio says...
Rob, wasn't he working on The Wall too from Pink Floyd?
Dude, I got that from him.
You got that from him. Okay. Just saying.
Shh, don't tell Roger Waters. He'll come after me. He's like, you dirty Jew. You stole Pink Floyd The Wall. I'm like, yo, man, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I gave somebody else money because you won't let The Wall get released in 4K because you, my friend, love you, but you're a douche. Just saying that.
Not even as a good Blu-ray, Rob. Not even that.
Bro. Although, did I mention that? Oh, where'd it go? I was going to get the Empty Man and show it. Well, you know what? I can't. Let's just show this one more time. Meme this. Anyway, so there you go. So 200-Watt Studio also says Criterion originally had the rights for Some Like It Hot, but not 4K. Kino had the 4K rights for a few months, and now Criterion has it. Same transfer? I would imagine probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. But that's okay. Maybe. 5 Dot Toast says, if Shudder is watching this, it would be superb if you and ARROW would upgrade Robert Morgan's stop motion from a year ago to 4K. You know what? I've wanted to see that movie. I haven't seen it.
Great movie, Rob. Great movie. It was in my top 20 horror movies.
Yeah, I have to get it. And maybe they will put it out in 4K. Yeah. Garrett Groover.
It's a nice movie that's tied, like doing movies in stop motion, But it's not a stop motion movie.
No, it is not. No, it is not a stop motion movie.
Yeah.
Garrett Groover says, can someone acquire the rights to Stepford Wives, The Heartbreak Kid, and Sleuth? Did you know a pharmaceutical company owns these movies? I did know that. And I have the Laserdisc of Stepford Wives. So it has come out before, but that would be all three of those movies. By the way, all three of those movies are bangers. I think I have Sleuth.
What? Why a pharmaceutical company, Rob?
A lot of people invest in movies. Okay. What can I say? But they own those movies. I would love, somebody should, Garrick. All those movies are great. Heartbreak Kid, Stepford Wives, and Sleuth, all worth getting. So maybe. 5 Dot Toast says, documentary now was Fred Armisen and Bill Hader's spoof of pretentious documentaries on the IFC channel. Was fabulous.
Oh, the documentary now package.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Now I know. See, you get educated on this channel.
Yeah, I was curious, Rob, because I think I saw Owen Wilson in the picture.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure.
I didn't realize that because I only saw. I did see some of those and they were great. Tom Jr. Jackson says, "Happy birthday and Merry Easter, Rob." It's January, isn't Easter in April?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a new joke, dude? Do I have to listen to people wish me Merry Easter now?
No,
we're coming up on 1 year, the 1 year anniversary of Tom Jr. Jackson starting this Happy Birthday Rob trend. It has been going on for 11 months because of you, Tom Jr. Jackson, because of you.
It's now even a longer running joke, Rob, than To Live and Die in L.A. Gets a 4K.
Nope.
It's surpassed
that was longer. That was longer, bro. Longer. Justin Toner says, hi guys, I sent in a Streamlab earlier. Did you miss it? No, we didn't miss it. I just haven't looked. We're being hugely entertaining. So I will go to Streamlabs and I will look, Justin, and you will see. I haven't gone there yet. Just hold your horses, son. We're going to get there. Justin Toner. Actually, Stubble McShave. You know what? I'm going to go Stubble McShave first. Stubble McShave did 2. But okay, Justin Toner, since he asked. Justin says, hey guys, I bought myself a new 43-inch 4K TV recently, and this week I picked up the new 4K The Searchers. It looks amazing. Bravo to Warner Archive and to George Feltenstein. I also finally got my Versus Black Friday order versus, not versus, Vinegar Syndrome. My Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday order with the keep in 4K. Well, Justin, first of all, congratulations to you on that. I mean, dude, I've watched The Searchers. I watched it for a 4th time.
Ooh.
That disc is so good. It's so good. And, that transfer, that's why, do you know, that's why Donald Trump should appoint George Felsenstein, what? The film czar of the world.
Wow.
I mean, if Mel Gibson, John Voight, and Sylvester Stallone are now the film ambassadors, George Felsenstein should be the national film czar. Maybe that'll help. We can smooth our relationship with Putin. And there's a lot of Russian films I'd love to see. So let's get that. Let's get that out there. Stubble McShave says, there are not many creators that can lay claim to a style, but David Lynch and Lynchian is a concept among imagination connoisseurs that everyone knows. What 3 adjectives would you use to describe a Lynchian style? That's a really interesting question. I would say dreamlike,
Okay.
surreal, and impenetrable.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay.
I know English isn't your
Wyatt?
first language. You got to give me German words. Give them to me in German. Give me German words about David Lynch.
Wild. Wyatt. Strange.
That's not in German.
No. Seltsam. Okay. Wild, seltsam. Und was wähle ich noch als drittes Wort? Wild, seltsam. Einzigartig. Unique.
Okay, that's good.
Wild, strange, unique.
Stubble McShave also writes in, leave it to Stubble. You know what? Stubble is like this. I think of him as this very erudite guy who's reading Brandon Sanderson novels and is a man of letters, but he's a horny dude. He's horny. He writes in and says, full body massage is about a 40-something Mimi Rogers getting full body massages. I'm sure there was a story, but my teen brain could only take in that much loveliness at once. See? Stubble is a horn dog. Of course, he is Swedish. I mean, everyone knows Seika starred in, Swedish erotica, and there's like 100 of them. Nowadays, you can't. It's different. It's a different time. But you know what? Leave it to Stubble to know what full body massage is. You go, Stubble. Never change. Never
What's
change.
it all about?
That's Alfie. What's it all about? I guess it's time to turn the channel over to you, Dietz.
You can take a break, Rob, if you want.
I don't have to. I don't need
That's
a break, but I'll drink alcohol.
Okay. Nice. Again, Rob?
No, it's just water.
And I say previously on Let's Get Physical Media, we had a show last week after the devastating wildfires. Clarence Maxwell, no tragedy has ever been handled smoothly. Totally agree. Paul and Brunotto, I watched Den of Thieves on Max on the other night. Not bad. Actually, it wasn't the first. The first one was actually pretty decent. Uncle Jimmy, greetings, Rob and Dieter. So nice to see the show on today. RB, wishing you all the best. Be safe. Miele, I'm happy to up when everyone else. At least I tried to. Clarence Maxwell, Alien franchise has been ruined for me after. I'm such an Alien fan. I enjoy all the movies unashamed. Bo Edmonds. I liked Alien Romulus, but did not love it. Different from each movie, like all have been. That first Alien in 1970 is just the tops for me and for a lot of other people too. Altmetall. I read that the extras from the Universal. Yeah, it seems the transfers are pretty low. Tim Hen. Dietz was testing Rob with Das Boot, and Rob made the right
I
wording
passed.
choice. You passed, Rob. I'm hesitating with the keep. Like me, it was a cat in the bag. Recommend the keep, actually. Perhaps if you watch it, you purchase would be perhaps a better way to go. Ninja designed the front cover on 7th.
By the way, when you gotta keep your voice down a little bit because it's breaking up. And when you shout, keep it.
Tim, just the whole affair for crying out.
I know.
From a realistic standpoint, I kind of like Kill Bill 1. Yeah, it's great, but it even more than actually just turning black and white is that it's a cut scene. You know, there's a cut, here's a cut, and if you have seen the full version, you can recognize the cut. So that's even hurting more than the totally stylistic change of the picture into black and white.
I agree.
Alex Sorber. I watched Arrow's Torso and Demolition Man 4Ks yesterday. In hindsight, I don't see the need for getting the Torso 4K if you have their Blu-ray. I thought I would like Demolition Man like I once did, but no. Okay.
Demolition Man is not good.
It was ahead of its time, Rob. Tim Hens. Jackie Brown, second best use of needle drops for a Tarantino movie for me. That opening with 110th Street by Bobby Womack is just sensational. And Almetal continues. Jackie Brown is very underrated. I love it.
The disc is incredible, by the way.
Yeah. And last week, we had Dave Parker on the show in the live chat. And Dave says, Scanner, besides the FX, is boring. And he continues, in my opinion, it suffers from a very boring lead actor. And Dave, you are not that wrong.
He's not wrong. We talked about that last night.
No. And he did give us his take on Nosferatu. He said, I thought the acting, design, photography, and direction were fantastic, but no emotional connection. So it's just good, considering Nosferatu. And he continues, said, really liked The Substance, haven't seen Flow, animated movie, and highly recommend Better Man, the Robbie Williams biopic. I went in only know that he was a singer, couldn't name a song he did, or knew any of his music, but it's really good. It came from Dave Parker. Tim Hens, an American not being a Western guy, considering Searchers, and Rob is not particularly into the Western shore at first. An American not being a Western guy is like an Italian not being into mafia movies.
It's true.
I agree with that. Yeah. 5 Toast, this was a super chat. As long as Warner Brother is doing 4K refreshes of films from the last decade, I would be greatly chuffed to get Jeff Nichols' Midnight Special on 4K starring Michael Shannon, Kirsten Dunst, and Adam Driver. Me too.
I love that movie. I forgot to read that. I saw that came in and I missed that.
I think you read it, Rob, but sometimes I'm not sure. Was that super chat? And then I clip it out just to be sure that we have read it.
There you go.
And I totally forgot that Adam Driver was in that movie. I admit I'm in the middle of rewatching Andor season 1 to prepare for season 2. Such a great watch compared to that other Star Wars Disney crap. Finity, the timey-wimey-limey, headcanon ain't canon. That's why it's headcanon. Make it you can. Paul Santella, well, R&B, you convinced me on the Kill Bill 4Ks. My physical media consists of almost only books and video games. But I love those movies. They deserve a spot. Nice.
Goddamn right they do.
Adventure Square, I was pleasantly surprised with Boykill's World. Me too. Gambit, 1987. Boykill's World was just nonsensical to me. And the problem here lies where?
With you.
Exactly. Victor Fontaine. I like Boykill's World. I thought it was good. It actually was very good. Blackadder. Not I. Have I missed the Cronenberg second side talk that we talked about? But the second part of the question I think Rob missed. Also, if you were to rewatch the Maxine trilogy, would you start with X or Pearl? And I thought about it, and I think I actually would start with Pearl right now. If I would do a triple feature, I think I would start actually with Pearl. And Rob, we talked about Twilight of the Warriors walled in.
Oh my God.
Because it didn't have a great release in America, and we weren't sure how it did in China, but the people were in the chat. David Rose, huge hit in China, and Mike MC Wong says Twilight did well in Hong Kong. It was the highest grossing movie until The Last Dance came a couple of months ago. Last Dance is still showing in Los Angeles. So it seems, Rob, at least in China, it was a hit. The Worf Legacy, Lost, the TV series, lost me faster than the X-Files. The Captain Deadpool.
That hurts. Come on.
I have never seen Lost. Would you recommend it, even though the ending sucks? Well, Captain Deadpool, if you love mystery boxes, you get each episode 2 new questions. Perhaps one gets answered to some degree. Then you should I think you should still give it a watch. Blue Sunrise. If you have to do mental gymnastics to make the show good, it's not good. Probably right on that one.
Look, man, you even said it yourself. I solved the Lost problem. If they just had me on the writing staff, I could solve every problem. As long as George Felsenstein gets made the film czar, then I'll just be the guy who comes in and solves every problem with your plotting, beginning with Section 31.
Could you have saved Manifest?
Dude, what are you talking about? Manifest is the pinnacle of Western civilization. No. Manifest. Look, I called Manifest after the first fucking episode. I was like, you know how this show's going to end? They're going to go through all this, and then the plane's going to land when it was supposed to, and all the people are going to come out. I mean, Manifest is the impossible story. I mean, Manifest is the perfect example of that. That show, look, God bless the cast. I'm sure when they got their scripts, that cast tried hard. But Manifest is like the pinnacle of everything wrong with the mystery box story. It was the ultimate example of what I call the impossible premise story.
Yeah.
That show could never, I mean, it should never have existed. It was a 2-sentence pitch. What if a plane lands 5 years after it was supposed to? Sold! You're greenlit! You are greenlit! Yeah. And then they're sitting there going, well, what happens now? And then we don't know. That Manifest is glorious gobbledygook. If it is glorious gobbledygook. I defy anybody to watch that show and not go, what? Gobbledygook. But I love it. I love it because I knew it was going to be. I watched the pilot. I'm like, this is peak impossible premise. This is gobbledygook. And when you get to the last episode of the first season, and this guy's like vomiting this obscene amount of, it was just water. Here's the thing. I love the fact that not only did Manifest end up on the air, but it then got picked up by Netflix, who let them finish it.
Safe.
I mean, Manifest to me gives me hope that mankind, in all of its deeply flawed, we're crazy people. Human beings are a bunch of wackadoos. But the fact that Manifest exists and then got picked up by gobbledygook of the first order, God bless everybody that is involved in Manifest. Because if you think your life is terrible and you feel down in the dumps, just watch Manifest and know that the fact that that show exists and got picked up, somebody paid for it, somebody produced it, and then when it went off the air, Manifest, they said, Netflix was like, hold our beer. We're going to bring you back.
We're saving it.
And we're going to give you, I mean, my God, if you want any indication that anything in life is possible, Manifest. If you're depressed, if you're a depressed human being and you don't need to go to a therapist, just watch all the seasons of Manifest and you will realize that if this show exists, and that means that my life It doesn't matter where your life is better than what Manifest is. And Manifest exists. Manifest continues. Manifest went to Netflix. Manifest was saved. And that means all of us, every single human being, no matter what is your problem, no matter how you feel, watch Manifest and you realize there is hope. There is hope.
But you said,
there is
Rob,
a God.
Just watch the pilot and the last episode, you told me.
Yeah, but if you're having a bad day, you got to watch all of it, because if you just watch the pilot, if you watch, and I look, I even said it on, I think on this show, if you watch, it's like a good 2-hour movie. You watch the pilot, and then the thing is, if you watch the last episode, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on in this show? And it will make you go back and watch the rest of it. The glorious gobbledygook of Manifest, and everybody. I don't even know whoever created Manifest, I forget the guy's name, or the people, the writing staff, all of them deserve to have a Mount Rushmore of gobbledygook to them. I should just say Manifest. There should be a giant plane, and God bless them. God bless all of those people. Because my God, that show. There you go. There's my Manifesto. Ah.
Castle Grayskull, not related to John Campea, which gives me a sigh of relief.
Okay, can I tell you something? Can I tell you guys? I'm going to announce it right now. Guess who's returning to the John Campea show tomorrow?
Ooh.
Do you know?
Really?
Do you know who is?
You?
Oh my God! How'd you know? Yes.
You're the only one who's missing, Rob.
I am going to be on the John Campea show tomorrow.
Okay, nice. Victor Fontaine, understood. So my Japanese limited edition Godzilla -1 4K box set was a re-release exactly for the American market. The restart point. Deckard was never meant to be a replicant in the minds of Philip K. Dick or the movie screenplay writers. That's just a fact. Anything else is Scott's BS. Bo Edmonds. My Blu-ray wishlist is growing with each episode of physical media.
That's the way it should
Tim
be.
Enns. Ridley even ruined the Alien franchise with the dog shit god-awful Alien Covenant. Tim, you and I park our shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay. Adventure Square. The later Alien movies showed Scott doesn't even understand his own movies.
By the way, can I just chime in? Like somebody, I got called a liar in the comments section about Ridley Scott.
I read it.
Look, I wasn't lying. It was an opinion. But I have to tell you, and yes, Harrison Ford did have conversations. I still maintain it's, again, my opinion. It's not me lying. I think that was something that Ridley Scott came up with after the fact. Because in the book, and Hampton Fancher and all those people, Deckard, look, the idea that Deckard's a replicant is dumb. And the theatrical version of Blade Runner that came out with the narration is still, I'm going to say this, is still my favorite version of that movie.
I can see that, Rob. I can see that. And then it makes even more sense that he is human. The replicant narrating, come on.
Well, it doesn't make it look. It does. First of all, the idea that Deckard is a replicant as an idea unto itself is an interesting idea, but it doesn't make any sense in relation to the rest of the movie. The story that's being told, the fact that he's a replicant, like the fact that if he was and he has no revelation about being a replicant, when he's watching Roy Batty give his speech, it is a human being, somebody already imbued with a soul, watching a replicant and realizing that Roy Batty has a soul as well, even though he was a replicant, an artificial man. But the man has a soul. He's a real being. And the way it's shot, the way it's conveyed to you, you can't tell me that Deckard's a replicant, because that scene would make no sense and have no resonance. It's like, well, what does it matter if he dies? I mean, the whole point is that revelatory moment at the end, which, by the way, Rutger Hauer wrote himself. So, that movie's a mess. Blade Runner, beautiful vision, not a good movie. Come
Dave
at
Parker.
me, bro.
Dave Parker. I think they should go with a lesser-known actor as the new James Bond. Just make them a huge star. Exactly,
I agree.
Dave. I'm totally in the same boat with you. Clark Brunson. Brosnan was my Bond as a kid, and I still love him. Me too. He was not my Bond as a kid, but I still think Brosnan is one of my favorites. Walter Whitewalker. I ordered the pink one a long time ago. I too, Walter, and I'm still waiting for it so I can get it to a friend. Still haven't got any shipping notice. And he said, still waiting for it to arrive. I'm too picky. Yes. Well, I have no idea if they made too few. What can you do? Miele. Arcane is not worth a book that size. You know what you get for a comment like this. Tim Hens. The best physical media show on YouTube, except no substitutes. Nice, Tim. Carlos P. I love that R&B goes on for hours talking. I hate some channels that act like they are a real TV show and kept the live stream or videos at a certain time. Not with Rob. Diggy Holmes. Diggy Holmes. I love my home video collection. Blu-rays and DVDs equate to my own Netflix. I don't give Disney or Netflix a monthly penny. And John the Beard says, considering we did the show last week, thanks for doing this. Now just a few more, which I clipped out from the show with Lisa because I hadn't finished that, which was over 3 hours. Adventure Square fell asleep on so many Blade Runner rewatches. I totally can see that Adventure Square. Blade Runner is a movie I have to be in the mood and I have to sleep, I can't watch it at midnight already asleep. No, I have to be in the mood for Blade Runner. Secular Monk. Dune Prophecy is very inside baseball. It has the mythology of Dune, but you really have to read Brian's books to get it. Okay.
And that's the problem. The books are not real.
Yeah.
They're not Frank Herbert's books.
That's Play-Doh. How many favorite movies of all time does Rob have? A lot.
A lot.
BCH, Love Thief, awesome movie. Established my love of heist movies. Nice. Secular Monk, looking forward to Daylight. That should look good in 4K. And even always sounded great with the DTS track. Walter Whitewalker, has anyone yet figured out the 3 seashells? Perhaps no one wants to actually know how the 3 seashells from Demolition Man work. Epic Starlord, Demolition Man is mine and my dad's favorite action movie. Nice. Adventure Square, love how in a violent nature fits so well in the Friday the 13th adjunct. Actually a much better sequel than they could have hoped for if it weren't for that atrocious last 10 to 15 minutes of that movie. And Eric from Brightstone Pictures, who made Hope and Glory, was in the chat back then, and he says, thanks for the great show, guys. And he did get his new 4K TV last week and the 4K player he will get this week. So, Eric, keep me posted, considering your new player when he arrives and your first viewing experience with it. This was the live chat.
We have a few 200-watt studio says, according to Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, Dirty Harry won't have the original theatrical audio. It will be another new audio mix. I love Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader. One day we'll have to get him on the show. But, sometimes he tilts at windmills. I'm just saying. Let's see. Signal Strength 5 says, what are the odds that mom and dad enjoyed The Devil and Miss Jones during your VCR confiscation period? When I was caught watching porn, let me tell you something. My parents wouldn't have known how to hook up that VCR to the TV. They wouldn't have known. I made a lot of money when I was 13 years old, going to people's houses, hooking up their coaxial cables and showing them the tracking control. My parents wouldn't have known shit.
Way more complicated than today, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have known. And by the way, the Devil and Miss Jones tape was not mine. Although later, to be fair, I did make a tape that had Deep Throat, Debbie Does Dallas. Or no. Pardon me. It had Deep Throat, Behind the Green Door, and Devil Miss Jones on one tape, and I loaned it out. Never saw it again, but it made the circuit of my high school, and I knew that because one of my favorite teachers' son had it, and he told me that his son had it and blamed me. Chip Wall, just saying, and I was happy to do it. Can you imagine nowadays the idea that 3 porn films was the entire pornography that your entire high school could see? And now you could, I mean, unbelievable. The whole world. Ecto1701 says, what do you think of the Unbreakable trilogy? The Shamhammer. Unbreakable, Split and Glass. What do you think?
Glass. I quite enjoyed it. Even Glass, I found not that bad. I enjoyed Glass too.
You know, I didn't love Glass as much as I wanted to, but I really like Split. I loved Unbreakable, and I thought Glass was okay. It was just kind of small.
Yeah, that's that front you're correct, Robert. That front, because it played completely in the asylum.
Yeah, and then outside the asylum.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hosea, I don't know if it's Roman numeral, but it says, Kia ora, Rob. You're the man. When is the member stream? The member stream was yesterday. And we'll have another one in 2 weeks. Let's talk more Superman. I'm always willing to talk more Superman. Tom Jr. Jackson, by the way, Kia ora is Maori saying from New Zealand. It's like shalom. Tom Jr. Jackson says, where is the Deep Throat 4K? You know, to be honest, as much as I love 70s bush porn, I don't know if I want to see it in 4K. I just don't know, man. The as much as I love 70s bush porn, I do prefer shaved men. Like unshaved women, but shaved men's better. I don't want to see Johnny Wad's ball sack, just saying. But anyway, Tom Jr. Jackson, a good question to ask. I do love Radley Metzger. I mean, I do have the restored Barber broadcast in 4K. Just saying. And Radley Metzger's other movies like Licorice Quartet, That's Not Full X, and The Score. Anyway, just saying. I would love. I think Cafe Flesh was put out. Didn't Cafe Flesh?
No idea.
I don't know. A post-apocalyptic porn film.
Yeah.
A post-apocalyptic sci-fi porn film. I don't know. I mean, and the real movie that you want in 4K is Star Wars XXX. I'm just
with you at the helm.
That's right, with me at the helm in a non-porn role.
Yeah.
So I think. Hang on, let me just check and make sure that we are caught up with everything. I think we are. I can't believe we've been doing this show for 4 years. Is this our 5th year? 5 years. Unbelievable. People are tuning in. Yeah, I think we are in fact caught up. Yeah.
Do we have to go, Rob, or do we have time?
I was supposed to go an hour ago. We have time. Let's do it. Let's do it, buddy.
Trivia.
Let's do it.
Because Carsten Pritzker is always reminding me in the live chat, you didn't play trivia this week. The picture, Rob, I don't. Perhaps it can
hang on, I have to go. Got it.
If I can.
Yes, okay. That's.
Wait. I need my lights, Rob. I need my lights. The print is so.
I don't know if I'm gonna get this one. I'm not so up on this one. We'll see.
Okay. What title did Garth of Isa give himself while he was an inmate at a Federation rehab colony?
Lord Garth?
Yes, that is correct. Wait, I need my list here. Right. What technique did Garth use to change his appearance? What technique?
See, this is a question. Okay, this is a question. What technique? I mean, that's a little broad. So I'm gonna have to go multiple choice because
multiple choice. Okay.
yeah.
Multiple choice is A, transgeneration, B, cellular regeneration, or C, cellular metamorphosis. Metamorphosis.
I'm gonna go cellular metamorphosis. I don't know.
Correct, Rob. That is correct.
See, I mean, that's just a weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The questions are from professionals, Rob.
I know.
What are you
I know.
Where are Captain Garth achievements required reading? Where are Captain Garth achievements required reading?
At the academy?
Correct, Rob. Correct. At Starfleet Academy. When was Captain Garth committed to the Federation rehab colony? When was Captain Garth committed to the Federation rehab colony?
On tomorrow's Trump inauguration day? Oh, wait, no. Dude, I have to go multiple choice. When?
Okay. Number A, before his victory of Axnar. B, after his recovery of planet Entos 4. And C, after Martha's death.
What was the question?
When was Captain Garth committed to the Federation rehab colony? A,
Antos 4. Antos 4.
Correct. Multiple choice, correct. Here. And the last one. In what 1960s television series did Yvonne Craig, Martha, play a masked woman?
Batman! Come on.
Correct, Rob. Correct. Can you tell us a little bit about the episode?
Well, it's called Whom Gods Destroy. And it's a third season Star Trek episode, and it does we have the first Orion slave girl in the Star Trek proper, outside of the cage, played by Yvonne Craig, and the Enterprise rolls up to a penal colony where they're criminally insane inmates, and Garth of Izar, who was a hero of James T. Kirk's, is there because he goes crazy. He was imbued with power that drove him to change his appearance, that drove him insane. And the real interesting thing about this particular episode is it dragged me into something that now 10 years later, I worked on a Star Trek fan film called Prelude to Axanar. That was
that word came across here, Rob.
Yeah. So look.
A good episode, Rob. It's a good episode.
You know what? It's kind of it's you know what it is? It's the Arkham Asylum episode of Star Trek. It's the Batman villains episode. Is it a good episode? I think it's an entertaining episode.
Okay.
But I will say this: if I knew then what I knew now, I am very proud. I edited and was basically the post supervisor, and I was given a lot of creative leeway. For the Star Trek short film Prelude to Axanar, the fan film, which really changed fan films as we know them, for better and for worse. But back in 2014, it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
and I was going to, after Christian Gossett left, on this channel, you can look into my involvement with Axanar. You can also watch. I made 3 documentary pieces, Axanar Origins, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and you can see what I was going to do as the director of the Star Trek Axanar feature fan film, which I'm proud of all my work, and I'm proud of the work I did with Tobias Richter, and I'm proud of the work. And by the way, one of the people, Alex Bornstein, who I met working on Prelude to Axanar in 2014, he and I have collaborated. He does the opening theme music to Robservations. He did some work on Tango Shalom, and he scored the entirety of True Noir, the assassination of Anton Cermak, and we're going to put out a soundtrack album, and he did exemplary work. So even though I got sued twice by Alec Peters, who has yet to finish 2 15-minute short films in 10 years, or since the lawsuit we suffered from CBS ended in 2017. Alec Peters, the most ineffectual producer in the history of Hollywood, and I use producer. He hasn't been able to make 2 15-minute shorts. You know why? Because I would have finished those shorts in a month if he had. Anyway, it's a long story. It's still going on. The Axanar debacle is still happening. But back in 2014, you can go watch it on YouTube. I am very, very proud of the Prelude to Axanar short feature. Now, here's something really interesting. We crowdfunded Prelude to Axanar in March of 2014. We shot it in May of 2014, and we debuted it at the San Diego Comic-Con in a huge theater at the Horton Plaza in July of 2014. So from March to July, we made a 21-minute Star Trek short that was really a difficult. Every shot's a special effect. Well, actually, with a couple of exceptions, there's some live action shots that are not. But for the most part, you can go watch it right now. So it is a sequel, prequel to so Prelude to Axanar. Axanar was a place that we met people from Axanar and Star Trek Enterprise. You can go right now, go look at Prelude to Axanar, the 21-minute short. It stars Tony Todd, Richard Hatch. Tony Todd's not here, Richard Hatch is not here, and Gary Graham is not here. So 3 actors that were in that short that I'm very proud of, and I became friends with all of them, are no longer with us, but they do great work in that. And I produced the Blu-ray of Prelude to Axanar. I even ran a contest to have fans design the cover. So I'm proud of that too.
Sorry for opening up old wounds with that cover.
No. Well, that's a James Kirk line, by the way. As a physician, you all should appreciate opening old wounds.
Yeah. Wounds, yeah.
But just saying. Sorry. No, it's all good. You did that on purpose, dude. Come on now. You did. You know you did.
You did multiple choice, Rob. You didn't know the answer.
You know what? I only asked for multiple. I knew all the answers.
It's just know that Axanar will come up here.
Well, that's the episode that it was based on.
Yeah.
Whom Gods Destroy.
Okay. Do we have super chats left? Otherwise,
we do. We do. Oh no, I don't think we have super chats. But I just saw Major Chai. Oh, she wanted a cult last night. Last night was another great rambling midnight metal episode.
Yeah.
That went on for 6 hours. And
exactly.
And the fact that David Pryor just came on randomly like at 1 a.m. Yeah. Fantastic. So we're done.
But our show will not go 6 hours. And I say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. I do want to point out that we've been delayed on our production of True Noir, the assassination of Anton Cermak. And hopefully we'll be back on track and you will be able to get 2 episodes this week. Episode 5, Tower Town and Magic City. And episode 6, Welcome to Miami, Mr. President. And if you haven't heard True Noir, you can go right now to truenoir.co, not com, truenoir.co, and you can order the series, and it's one of the things I'm most proud of all the work I've ever done in my life. I know it's just an audio drama. There is going to be physical media, which we will be selling here on this show. We'll have our own. It'll be the first Let's Get Physical Media produced physical media that we've had. Anyway, just saying that. So I want to thank Justin Toner. I want to thank Tom Jr. Jackson, who brought up Happy Easter, Merry Easter. Jesus Christ. If people are going to start saying Happy Easter to me, I'm going to shoot myself in the fucking head. Don't do that. The birthday thing can go on. You want to go into year 2 of Happy Birthday, Rob? Go right ahead. But Easter, I'm a Jew. Come on.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah. Mama said knock you out. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for generously supporting the channel. Lord Toth, everybody, all of our peeps. Thank you for coming and watching this crazy show. We keep getting more and more every week. A little incremental, more of the audience comes in.
We have a steady audience.
And by the way, everybody should go to Diabolic DVD and buy Unearthed Films feed.
It's pre-ordered.
Because remember, consumption is evolution.
Just quick, Diabolic, did they send out before the street date if they have?
Yes, they did.
Oh, that's
Yes,
great.
they
That's always
did.
great.
Diabolic
But they
DVD.
don't care about official
By the way,
release dates.
I don't
Good to
want to
know.
get them in trouble. I don't want to get them in
Yeah.
trouble. But Unearthed Films, I think it's a boutique label. I think Diabolic sends it out because they're happy to do it. They're happy to do it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I would say both Unearthed Films and Diabolic DVD, when I got that shipping notice, I was a happy boy. And I hoped, I hoped beyond all hope. I'm like, ooh, because we got that letter last week when our letter writer said, "You're my kind of crazy about feed," and that great letter. Remember that? I was hoping, and yesterday, I look out on the front stoop, and there was a little box.
There it was.
And I was
perfect timing, Rob. Perfect.
Gosh,
timing.
I hope that feed's in that box. And it was. It was. By the way, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Feed. Brett Leonard's masterpiece. I mean, if you like The Lawnmower Man, you like Virtuosity. I know Vinegar Syndrome's putting out Virtuosity. But Unearthed Films put out Feed. And Feed is a wonderful experience for the entire family. It's a cop thriller. No, it's disturbing. But there you go. Coming out from Unearthed Films. You go, Unearthed Films. By the way, they don't pay me. I had to pay for that disc.
Yeah.
I didn't get it for free.
Yeah. It's nice if they send out stuff early.
God bless. I mean, Paul from Twin Flicks, he's got like some conduit to Arrow. He gets free shit from Arrow. I'd love to. How can I hook that up? Of course, I got Lisa Stevenson, who's hot. I know she's my friend's wife, but she's still hot, and send me steelbooks. So there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
So you might have Arrow discs, but I got Lisa Stevenson. Come on, bro. Life is all a continuum. On that note, Deets. But do you have something to say?
I forgot it, Rob. The beginning of the show. But what leads to evolution? Consumption. Consumption leads to evolution. No,
do you know where that is? It's on the back of Feed.
Yeah, that was
Consumption leads to evolution. There you go. Evolution. Boy, this movie is so disturbing. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it ever again, unless somebody comes to my house and they're going to be like, "Rob, do you still have that movie Feed? I want to see it." I'm like, "Come right in. Let me show it to you." See, that's why. There's my dream. If True Noir made any money, like if I could pay everybody back and make money, I want to build a standing, like a second structure on this, or third structure because it's garages. I want to build a dedicated home theater with the Rob Zer. It's going to be a 3-story structure. Here's my dream, Ray Kinsella. Here's what I want to do. So I want to build a structure on the land where it's going to have a basement, and in the basement it's going to be climate controlled, and it's going to have all of my books and all of my physical media. Okay? Then you walk up to the first story, and you walk in, and there's going to be a candy counter and 2 bathrooms, male and female, and then we're going to have a dedicated home theater with like 30 seats with $2 million worth of equipment, like the greatest equipment ever. That's the first story. And then the second story would be the Robservatory. Be this, but we'd broadcast. Then the third story is
like the Enterprise Dome, Rob. Like the Enterprise.
Yeah, kind of like the Enterprise Dome. And the third story is you could walk up the stairs and there'll be a bar, a covered bar. So there'll be, a fully stocked bar and like a grill so we can cook. And then just a flat roof where you can entertain with like tables on it. And you're going to move to LA. You're going to quit your job. You're going to move to LA. And you're going to have an adjacent apartment. You're going to live in this awesome apartment next to the home theater. And you're going to bring all of your physical media that we're going to alphabetize and also put in the basement. So we're going to have your side and my side of all of our physical media.
Because we fit together a nice collection of. We have some titles that we both have, but we have some different titles too.
Totally. And I'm going to have my Toshin, The Godfather Family album, and you're going to have your Tim Palin Hunger Games book. So when you walk into the movie theater, you can't touch these books. No one can touch them, but we're going to have them like on, so you can look at them.
Pedestals.
Yeah, and all we're going to do in our twilight years is just watch movies, and we're going to have a 24/7 stream on YouTube all the time.
And Rob, if someone comes to you and says, do you have a Serbian film? What will you say, Rob? You can say, yes.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm going to say I do have a Serbian film, but before you get to watch it, you have to watch the unearthed version of Feed.
Feed. As a prelude.
Yeah. And it'll be a destination spot. People from around the world are going to come to my house. It's kind of going to be like, people will come, Ray. People will come, Rob. People will definitely come. They'll come to Redlands. They won't even know why. They'll hand over their $20. And I'm like, and that's what we'll do. We'll finance our physical media collections. And and when I'm dead and gone, they will cremate me and spread my ashes all over the home theater floor. So on that note,
We're not there yet.
You never know. Exactly. Look, I told people, I tore up happening. I tore up my 2025 bingo card. I said, I'm tearing it up. You know what? We're not even 3 weeks into 2025, and I'm like, I'm tearing up my bingo card because it's not about not having it on your 2025 bingo card. It's just about not having a bingo card at all for this year. I've lived already. I'm like, I'm watching, Ross Coulthart on News Nation last night talking to a whistleblower from there's alien technology. I mean, I'm waiting for disclosure. I mean, my God, I've got Feed on Blu-ray, and I want alien disclosure. We're going to have it all. We're going to get it all in 2025.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to have evolution because you know what? Consumption leads
to evolution.
Do you know where I read that? I'll tell you. On the back of the Feed Blu-ray.
Finish the show.
Time to go, man. We're out of here. We are out of here. Remember, consumption evolution leads to consumption one way or another. Wow, I don't even know what to say. What a show. What a show we give you. Are you not entertained?
Entertained. Like Robbie Williams says, let me entertain you.
We are out, dude. That was hilarious.